Hiya, buddy.
Hey, pal.
How's it going? I'm so sorry that I asked. I am your host, Fat Guy... I think you're a beautiful soul. Don't try and make me feel good about me. I hate myself. I just drank 30 shots tonight. Let's just prepare this for later.
You just cock a gun?
What happened?
I just watched Jake's stream and I just see him pull out a Glock.
Is that stop ratting me out. Chat, stop ratting me out. It came and went like a middle-aged man on Viagra. Because I'm fat, I'm just gonna start using obese like a slur. This whole conversation is really obese. Being a creator is so diabetes, bro.
You have a very short life expectancy.
Bro, you ever think about the fact that if 9/11 really was staged, that means that Osama bin Laden was framed? Imagine if Spider-Man would have just stopped 9/11. Ban that douchebag from chat. No one's gonna ban him because there's nobody here.
Fuck him in his teeth.
Tom Hanks and his wife is huge Illuminati puppets.
You sounded like a blind guy hitting his wife.
What? That's gonna be the new go yourself. It's gonna be 69 shotgun, you douchebag. If you're having sex with a woman, she wants the lights off so you can't see each other, but then you put in night vision contacts so that you can see. Is that sexual assault? It's like taking dating advice from Forrest Gump.
Still got the girl in the end.
I think AIDS got her. That's what Santa sounds like when he climaxes. Ho 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 ho!
Internet Unwind.
My buddy, Internet Unwind.
Internet Unwind's video.
Internet Unwind did a great video about this.
Internet Unwind, dude. Good to see you here, brother.
Internet Unwind, fuck off. You're an asshole, Internet Unwind. I never fucking liked you. I always lie.
Here we are again. Another basic night. Still not sure how I feel about that intro. That transition into the logo. Tonight's gonna be a weird night. Tonight's gonna be a very weird night because I don't really know what's happening. I don't really have much to talk about. I don't know if anybody's even gonna be here, to be honest with you. I think I need to go back to my stream elements here real quick. 1 second. And reset something. Reset session data. Let's go back to my overlays. Because I feel like I need to... Come on. Where's the session data thing on here? Edit. Is it in here? Yes, reset. Okay, I reset the session data and it still says 7 subs. But I only have 4. Let me see here. Switch to progress 7. Reset goals. There we go. There we go. Found it. All right. Peach rings. See what's going on. Because there wasn't a whole lot. Wasn't a whole lot that I really wanted to like dive in on. This is interesting. I'm probably going to stop talking about Death Noodles essentially entirely at this point. But Salvo's officially, quote-unquote, officially going to the next roast. We'll see what that actually turns into. It could be interesting. Could be nothing. We'll see. I am planning on making a video about the roast and some of the fallout, because they said some really dumb stuff on their podcast after that, by the way. Really, really dumb. Dumb. Big dumb. Big stupid. So, I feel like I want to talk about that a little bit. So, one thing that I'm a little disappointed in, I've been a big fan since my youth of the Saints Row franchise. I like it more than the GTA franchise generally because GTA is very self-serious in a lot of ways. You know, in a lot of ways satirical too, but it's less fun to me than Saints Row. A game series that's almost entirely just like based on parody and just having fun with it, right? But they released the new one, and it's not going well. Where is that body going? It flew up so high before it fell.
Another in an increasingly long list of reboots and remakes that are worse than the games they're based off. When I was coming up with titles for this video, I was thinking things along the lines of Saints Row 76 or Saints Row 2077, because that's truly what it feels like at times. It's really another one of those instances where a developer is releasing a game that's like 80% finished.
It sucks. It sucks. The franchise has fallen so far from what it once was. It's once great beginnings. Very, very disappointing. I need to get back to, like, there's a lot of stuff I need to get back to. Let's be honest here. I really don't want to play Fortnite tonight, I don't think. I don't really have anything planned for tonight. There's just not a whole lot I feel like talking about. Not a whole lot going on. Who else is live on Twitch right now? Jeez, everyone is live.
Sponsored by Coke, by the way.
Maybe I'll just end stream. I don't know. Oh, hey, Huggy, you're here. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot going on today. Not a whole lot to talk about. Not a whole lot going on. Everybody else is live already doing their own thing. If I would have realized everybody was live, I would have probably not bothered going live because, you know, I'm kind of low man in the community. How do you pronounce that? I'm so bad at pronouncing names. How you doing, Astronautia? Is that how you pronounce that? Saw Death Noodles bombing yourself? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm gonna make a video about it. I just don't want to talk about it on stream. I'm trying. I said it on I think I said it on Chris's last stream, or I said it to Chris in Rich's chat, in review text chat the other day. Astro, okay, that sounds good to me. Twitch emojis. Yeah, they're the. Am I wrong, or are Twitch emojis like the ugliest emojis? Like, how have they not come up with better emoji designs than that? It's something that Twitch streamers do for some reason, where they put like stickers on their microphone. So as a joke, I put it on there when I had his face up on the wall. Debatable. The design sucks. They could do better. They could pay somebody $5 or a couple of bucks to do much better. Thank you. I grew it myself. But yeah, I am planning on doing a video, Huggy, on the event, and he just did a podcast actually today. Was it today or yes? I think it was today. Yeah, it was today. Where him and his buddies were no, it wasn't even his buddies. It was just him and that Steve dude, and they were talking about it, and they were talking about how they want Dave Chappelle there and all this other stuff. And it's like, good frickin' luck. But I figure I'll wait. I'll wait till I get a night. I'll sit down. I'll watch the special thing again, and then I will watch the podcast again, grab a couple things, and just knock it all out. Because it's an easy thing to cover. It's just a roast, like Schultz says. Last time I checked on Def Noodles was when H3 was talking about him. Checked back in a week ago, and oof, yeah. This weekend I believe was his big roast battle thing. You know it's bad. Okay? You know things have gotten bad. When Critical makes a video about how bad your stand-up is. I've never seen him cover something like that before. Also, I'm hyped for the EDP video. It was bad when those comics couldn't roast. Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the crazy thing, and this is why I want to do the thing on the video. I haven't seen this one yet. He posted this yesterday, and he posted this today. I kind of want to respond. I kind of want to watch this real quick. I do a lot of stuff. Sometimes I smash things. Sometimes I tase pictures. I talk about stuff. Play games. It depends on who's around. It really depends on who's around. I feed off the energy of the people that are hanging out with me. Sometimes nobody's here, so I just talk about whatever's going on, or I'll play a game and just talk to chat. But for a good example, all right, for a good example of what I usually do on my stream, I don't think tonight is going to be a very active night. But there's my my clips channel where I put up clips and highlights and stuff. I also have this. Sorry, that was the wrong thing. On? The word on, like on off? Like a switch? Where is it? Did I get rid of it? Oh, this one. I doubt anything's going to show up. Nothing weird or perverted or anything's going to show up. I don't think anything weird or perverted at all is going to show up. Oh. No, WikiHow, no. Don't do that. I'm going to tase the copyright holder. I'm Hassan. Fight me! Fight me over the copyright! Fight me! Dude, copyright holders are racist. Fight me. You know what'd be even better?
I don't like my mother.
There.
Let's talk about something a little lighter. 9/11.
Nicolas Cage.
Wait, my drunk junkie mother being cremated alive is somehow darker than 9/11.
Yes, let's take the greatest tragedy in American history and fucking.
No, hey, was 9/11 worse than Pearl Harbor?
This whole stream is derailing really hard. Okay, let's.
The greatest tragedy. All right, that clip is way longer. I was waiting for the punchline. I can't remember how long that clip is. Anyway, that was actually a pretty good, concise 3 clips, though, to give you a good idea of what typically happens on these chaotic, random streams. Thank you for the follow, by the way. But yeah, I focus primarily. God bless that clip. I focus primarily on the making video side of things. Unwind is the best roaster. I don't know. Apparently this one was kind of divisive, Huggy. Apparently this one was kind of divisive. Here, I'll play it real quick. This was the one that was apparently divisive. Let me see. Where is it? Ah, here we go. Dude, it's crazy he even made some kind of comment at one point about people being terminally online. Def's never not online. He's more terminal than a 5-year-old born with leukemia. Anyway. Chat loved it. And Chris loved it. Xylee was... I can't believe you said that. Everybody else was like... I looked at everybody else's streams. Everybody else was... they were all trying not to laugh. I maintain that his hair looks like pubes from a Kardashian. I maintain that.
Yes, I agree.
It's funny listening to people like overanalyze my joke about that too. Like, do they have hairy bushes? No, they're Armenian. They're Armenian, and look at their dark hair. Everyone knows that pubes are dark curlies. Every Kardashian has dark hair, and they're Armenian. Armenians are known to be a hairy people.
Yeah.
It was a silly little joke, and everybody's like trying to figure out what it means. It's like, no. It's exactly what I said. That's the entire joke.
Unwind.
I'm not like Death Noodles. I'm not working on the macro level.
Bro, you work on the micro. Well, what was better than what Death Noodles did?
I work on the microwave level when his head is inside of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to talk about this on stream, but let me just say this because I would listen to it like last night. I had like insomnia, so I was watching the parts where Salvo was doing it, like the timestamps. I listened to the roast of the 2 comedians.
Yeah, it
was so cringe. It's like they were so nervous about shit, about what they could say or cannot say. And
I don't think that was it. I think they just didn't know what to say, because here's the thing on Def's podcast, and this is one of the reasons I want to wait to talk about the podcast and do the roast video, the video about the roast and the podcast at the same time. Because in the podcast, they said they intentionally didn't tell anybody any information so that they could prepare. Because they knew that they could do it on the fly. Why would you, as comedians, knowingly handicap comedians from doing the thing they do? Why would you actively make it harder for them to be funny by saying, don't prepare?
At that point, it's improv, and improv, I think you've said it, is bad.
No, it's not necessarily bad. There's a couple people that believe that. Improv, it takes a lot of skill to be good enough at improv to compare to somebody that actually knows how to write jokes.
Right.
And yeah, I've not heard anything funny from any of these guys yet. It's just for all these comedians that supposedly have all these clips and all this stuff. I mean, we went and watched stuff. We went the night of the roast, if I remember correctly. We went then the night of the roast and watched some of the people that he was saying were going to be there. We looked up their clips based on their names. And we're able to find TikToks and YouTubes because he added them on Twitter. So we were able to find some clips of them.
Right.
Promoting themselves. And they were just not funny. The only one the only one I thought was funny was Corey. And yeah, I don't know.
I am very excited.
Hope you're feeling better, man.
Yeah, I hope you feel better too, friend. I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm looking. The fact that you came out and you announced. I mean, I didn't know nothing about nothing. The only thing I knew was Worski fighting, because Worski was doing hype videos, such and such. But when you told me about Sam Hyde and that bullshit he did with what the fuck is his name from Epic Mealtime?
Harley Morenstein.
Harley. When he was memeing on, I think they knew. I think Harley knew he was memeing. Maybe not. But anyways, the fact that Sam Hyde's boxing in this adventure, I'm all for it.
Oh, that's not all. Here, let's look up the actual fight list. KSI fight card, because I've lost track of what it was. Wait, news about KSI fight card. Why is there more news from 11 hours ago? Start time fight card.
I still would argue
okay,
that the Paul brothers are way better boxers than KSI.
Well, Logan lost both fights to KSI. Well, sorry, one of them was a tie.
It wasn't a knock. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't like KSI knocked out.
No, he didn't roll over him. No.
Right.
But what's up, Default? What's going on, Dan? I believe you're just so I'm clear. DJ Default, you are Default Dan, right? You're the only person with Default in your name, so I'm assuming you're also Default Dan. Just out of curiosity, if you are, I'm just going to call you Dan. Okay, so... Yep, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so here's the fight card. Here's how it actually breaks down, okay?
Okay.
The first fight, according to this list, is Sam Hyde versus I Am Thompson. No idea who I Am Thompson is, but everybody wants to know how Sam Hyde is going to perform, because a lot of people don't believe Sam Hyde can actually fight.
I mean,
because they think that his training is weird. His training was weird and all that stuff. So there's a lot of people that don't believe it. I have no idea who the next fight is. Evil Hero and Dean the Great. And I have so little clue who these people are, I don't even care about looking them up.
Really?
They're the second from the bottom on the card. I'm actually surprised that Sam is below them, given his notoriety. But then you have Salt Poppy versus Andy Worski. I don't know much about Worski besides some of the stupid stuff he's done in the past, and that he's that he's now that he's off of drugs, he's been a lot. Well, I want to say cleaner. I want to say cleaner, but that's a given if you're off of drugs.
Wait, you're not familiar like the lore of Worski?
Yeah, I mean, I was around for the the back up with the pistol thing when he was like walking towards the guy telling him to back up, and it's like, you're walking towards him, dude. Stop. What? But that was when he was on drugs, as far as I know. I was around obviously for open folders. I was around for all that stuff.
Right.
Face Sensei.
Up.
You know, he looks decent in what I've seen. I will say that I will say though, Salt Poppy looks better from what I've seen. But I think Worski's kind of just doing this for. I don't think Worski's doing this to like make it into the boxing game. I think he's just doing this as like it's a thing to do, and he's at that point of like relevance where like, why not just do it? No idea who King Kenny is. I'm like very. I barely know who Face Sensei is. Deji versus Fusi. Match number 3. See, 4 or 5 of these fights, I genuinely really am curious, and I really want to see.
So far it's Sam Hyde.
Sam
Worski.
Hyde versus I'm Thompson. Worski versus Poppy. Fusi versus Deji.
Okay.
Then you have Slim Al-Bahar. I don't know how to pronounce that. But Slim versus Face Temper. Now, Slim, if I remember correctly, is the guy that beat Fusi. I believe it was prior to his whole "My name is Rose" thing when he had his breakdown a couple years ago. But I believe that was who Slim was. I believe Slim is the one that beat Fusi. Temper, I don't really know anything about. I don't follow the FaZe guys. I know who FaZe Banks is, and that's about it. Then you have KSI versus his 2 opponents. That, by the way, he's fighting back-to-back. It would have made more sense in my mind to do
one
like
later and
one before Deji and then one after Deji. Or something like that. But
well, I would argue this, Unwind, that I don't know if you've... I'm not trying to, make a laugh of you. I don't know if you've done boxing before, but it takes a lot out of you. Like,
yes,
like
I'm aware.
Well, no,
I'm aware. And what I'm saying is you're still going to have to... What I'm saying is the amount of times he's likely to get hit in the head and how exhausted he's going to be, he's going to need a break.
Right. I'm not...
He stands a better... It makes more sense for him to take a break than not take a break. And he's going to barely have a break if he's going straight from one fight to the next. But... Dude, just imagine being the second... Imagine being Swarms. If he beats Swarms after he already went through a fight, I've never heard of having 2 opponents before.
I think he wants to outdo Jake and Logan, to be honest with you. I think he wants to show the world that he has better choreo.
He said a couple times now. He said it on Schultz's podcast. He said it on Twitter and stuff, I believe. This was supposed to be a gimme fight to get his mind right, to get him back in the game, and then get rolling.
Right.
So now he's fighting 2 people. How much of a gimme is if he's gonna have to fight 2 people? I don't know. I'm a little iffy.
It might be a Tomas.
So I don't know. But
what I think might happen is I think that KSI assumes that he could. I don't know how many rounds these fights are. I think 3-round fights.
I would imagine they're probably 3 because they're warm up. It's like I said before. It's supposed to be warm ups basically.
Right. So like, okay, well, 3-round fights. Well, like I said, the fact that this is the main. What I would have done is this: Sam Hyde, Andy. Then I would done this. The main event would be KSI, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I would do. But that would be one thing. It's not going to be like, so KSI versus those 2. Then it would be the brother below, Andy, and then Sam Hyde. And then you have those, because all those other fights that you showed were undercards. Like,
yeah.
Like they're not. It's not like I don't know. If it was like Frank Castle versus Boogie. That's money.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been like everyone wants to see that fight. No one knows about the. Now it'll be entertaining to watch, but
it would not go well. No,
it would not go well. It would not go well for who? Boogie or Frank?
For Boogie.
Okay.
Frank is thick. But he's like Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde and Frank Hassel seems like a fair fight to me because they're about the same size, right? Sam Hyde's probably a little shorter, but he's also just like a real big dude, right? Who could work out if he wanted to get in comparable shape in theory. Yeah, I don't know. That makes more sense to me. But Boogie fighting anybody but like Review Tech, or I don't know, DSP, Wings, somebody like that also doesn't like. Boogie is working out, right? Boogie is trying to exercise, but because of the way his body is, he can't do a whole lot of exercise. So to think that he could actually go toe to toe with somebody that's in better shape than him, I honestly think he could push him down. I honestly think, like, no hate to Boogie. I like Boogie. Boogie seems like a nice guy, but he's fragile, physically fragile. He physically can't take much, so I can't see him fighting anybody like Wings, because Wings is also a massive guy who kind of just, his body's been destroyed by years of not taking care of it.
Right.
Sam will do well if his training has good payoff. I think he'll do well. I don't know yet. I don't know who the Zion Thompson guy is.
Well, Wings got that surgery in Mexico. Sorry, I try to be cool. Mexico. Sorry, he got that weight loss thing in Mexico, and I mean, yeah, he got fat again, but he did lose the weight.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry. It's just the idea of going to Mexico for plastic surgery seems like no one ever goes to Mexico for anything good besides taco and tequilas.
And yes.
And the everlasting meme of big booty Latinas.
I was gonna say, are you a fan of Clutch 2 Unwind?
Not familiar as far as I know.
Clerks 2, Kevin Smith. No, I was gonna make a
Clerks
joke.
2. Clerks 2.
Clerks,
Yeah.
yes.
You're making a donkey show. The horse show.
I was going to make a donkey show joke. I didn't want to be crude, but yes, donkey show is stupid. In any case, there are good things and there are majorly bad things in Mexico, of course.
Boogie is secretly a living weapon. You'll see. Sure, we will.
Yeah. But in your opinion, Unwind, what if you were a fight maker? What fight would you want to see made?
King versus H3.
King versus H3.
Me versus Death Noodles.
I mean that's a co-main event. Unwind versus Death Noodles. I like Sam Hyde, but I think it'll be funny if he actually loses the fight.
Smaggle versus the English language.
Ooh, God bless. I like that. Good job. I like that. Bull Blacks versus
Chris the
Smaggle.
Narc versus Quantum TV.
Oh, I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Bull Blacks versus Smaggle. There you go. Salvo versus Orgy.
Death Noodles versus Charlie at this point. Charlie's short. Charlie is, from my understanding, not a tall man. Moist, critical. How did it know to go for height? Of course, it's a dick picture.
No, I'm watching the stream, so I can't really. Oh.
It was blurred, so it wasn't a huge deal.
Yeah.
Charlie gave a good response to Death Noodles. I do have it queued up here. I just haven't looked at it. Critical versus Ray Gun. Ooh. I could see it, I think. All right, let's see here.
If I'm 5'6".
Oh wait, he's the same height as Mizkif, but still, that's still like below average height. Will you come on, Cannon? Do your job. What do I pay you for? Anyway. Yeah, if he's the same height as Mizkif is a little short. He's not as short as I thought. But Critical's not as short as I thought he was. He's like 5'7".
I'm 5'6". We're about the same height, right?
Wait, are you both claiming to be 5'6"?
Yeah, one of you is not 5'6".
Yeah, one of you is wrong.
Yeah.
How tall do you think you actually are?
I'm 5'6".
Were you just measured?
Do we have a
do we have a measuring tape?
Yeah, we have me. I'm the measuring tape. I'm 5'6".
This is
it says so on my license.
I think so too, honestly.
Yeah.
One of them is 5'6" and one of them is 5'6.5". Who cares?
I mean, it's not short.
Pull down your pants and measure. We need to see that's the number that matters. Anyway.
Get the.
But yeah, I don't know. The all I know is this fight night. I'm having a hard time imagining it's not gonna be Chris is taller than Critical. Chris Raygun is taller than Critical? That's not possible. That's not possible. I can't believe I'm sitting here checking people's heights because of chat.
I mean, it's content.
4.6 inches, dude. What do you mean? Chris Raygun is 4.5 inches high. Way off. You're like 5 feet off. How tall is Chris Raygun? It still says 4.6 inches. It's just talking about his U2s. Chris Raygun is more Chris shaped than Critical. You know what? Chris Raygun fan picture.
What are you trying to find?
Picture him with somebody else, so we could compare his height with somebody else.
Okay.
Let's say Chris Raygun, Bunty King.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long, long time.
How is there no pictures of Chris and Bunty King together? And there's a picture of Chris photoshopped onto Hitler. All right, interesting. All right, well, we can forget that. I have no idea. But he's...
Why is that?
In videos and images I've seen him in, he does not look very tall. He's pretty short. But anyway, let's see what this response is all about. Come on, Discord, give me the... There we go.
I couldn't decide whether or not to make this video, so I did what I always do when I'm conflicted on a topic. I ate a peanut butter and honey sandwich. There's something about that just unlocks the full capacity of the human brain. It's like that pill from Limitless. So after my post-sandwich clarity, I did decide that this is worth talking about because I think there is a lesson to be learned here. Yesterday I posted this video, and it's me talking about a YouTuber event that was hosted where it was a roast battle, but there was no preparation, everyone was a stranger, I'm also pretty sure it was everyone's first time on stage, so it just became this giant, unhinged, festering petri dish of concentrated cringe. And I was joking.
Well, we can safely assume he's not backing down from his opinion.
Joking about it and talking about it. And today, the Frankenstein behind this monster, Death Noodles, the YouTuber who ran the event, responded to me and my take on it. And this is why I was so back and forth on whether or not to make this video, because I don't want this to be construed as some kind of personal attack or anything personal. Like I said when talking about the event, I don't really know Death Noodles. I don't hate him. I've only seen a couple of things on Twitter where he said or did some bad shit that people were dunking on him for, and I've seen this roast. That's my whole exposure to Death Noodles. So I don't have strong opinions on him. I was making jokes about the event as well as his set, but I don't know the guy very well. So I'm not just going to be insulting him or anything like that. This is going to be me talking about his response video, which I think is a very important lesson in how not to handle controversy.
Today's video is a little bit different than usual. I think it's about time that I address the new allegations against me. It feels like it's only been a few days since I've had to make one of these videos addressing allegations, and yet here we are once again addressing more allegations.
What the fuck is...
He's playing it up so hard. He's hamming it up more than a butcher, bro.
This is such a weird way of starting the video because I didn't make any allegations against him. I made jokes about the event and talked about it. The closest thing that came to an accusation from me, I guess, is when I compared the roast battle to an act of terrorism. Which, I think there's a good argument to be made there. This was so fucking bad. Obviously,
be fair,
I'm just goofing around.
To be fair, Dennis was more than likely just amping it up. I don't think anyone thought there was actually an allegation there, including Dennis. I think he's just continuously trying to blow everything out of proportion, do the whole overblown meme, and it's lame. It's boring, and I'm sick of it. It's one of the reasons I don't plan to talk about him hardly at all anymore. I'm going to basically get that video out making fun of his special, his performance, his roast battle, and then leave him alone.
It's just such a weird way of framing this video because I didn't make any allegations against him. I also don't understand why he titled the video an apology to Moist Critical. He doesn't owe anyone an apology, least of all me. I fucking loved it. I thought it was delightful. But at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. He put on an event and it didn't go over super well with the majority of people, and that's fine.
I just can't help myself. I can't keep my dick in my pants when it comes to creating problems and destroying my career. I just need to fuck it. My career. I need to fuck it up.
I think it's important to note that this entire 10-minute video is sarcastic. The entire 10 minutes is spent in full sarcastic monologue like it's a high school drama club exercise. And I really don't see why he would think that's a good idea. And he started this video by saying this isn't the normal piece of content he makes, but it really has become the normal piece of content he makes.
Yeah, it has. And his audience is already sick of it.
If I may interject real quick, why the fuck is he trying to do this video like he's on the Tonight Show, monologuing like he?
This is his format now.
Who?
It's trash.
Dennis.
It's bad.
That's Dennis's format.
Wait, oh my god!
He shifted.
My god,
Yeah, he shifted. He shifted a little while back. He was doing it in the office, without doing it in front of like the green screen, and just started doing it in front of the wall in his office, and then he shifted to doing it on the stage.
But he's trash. Oh my god!
This is the
he's so trash.
Talking about drama and like revolving around himself, like the controversy on Twitter or whatever. He's made 3 videos talking about it, and his audience is tired of it. You can see it in the comments section with so many of his fans just asking him to please stop doing this. And
now, Critical, you don't understand. Apparently, all of those are haters, and none of them could actually be his fans because his fans would just keep deep throating him to eternity and back. Apparently, according to Dennis,
you
your
always
fans,
want fans that never criticize you back when you do something wrong.
According to Dennis, your fans are going to deep throat you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even there's clips in the podcast that make it even worse. But Dennis Reynolds is better. He's the better Dennis. Rapist and sociopath, possibly psychopath. Dennis Reynolds of Sunny in Philadelphia is the better Dennis in comparison to Dennis Fitosa.
And in the short section where he talks about how he can't help but fuck up his career, there is a level of truth.
I will give Dennis this credit, okay? That is one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard him make. I just can't keep my dick in my pants. I have to fuck it. I mean my career. And I don't mean it's funny because he's that's right, that's what you get. No. I mean genuinely, that was actually a kind of funny bit.
That had effort behind it.
He actually he had to have
for
written
him.
He had to have written that. He had to have written that, high-fived himself, jerked off to it in a cup, and then drank the cup.
Hi, we're not saying it's like it's for him. This is the best he could have done. We're not.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good in general.
We're not saying.
I'm saying
like,
that was a sort of funny joke, especially from Deaf Noodles. For a YouTube video, the bar is pretty low when it comes to just making a joke. Okay, he's pumping these out every day. You can't expect it to be that funny every day. But this was an actually decent attempt at a joke.
To that, and I think there's a level of self-awareness there as well. When he posted this video,
it was still heavily forced though.
He lost 3,000 subscribers over the course of 6
Heavily
hours.
forced, like
because,
his punchlines.
again, his fan base didn't sign up to hear him throw
Wait,
these like.
he lost 3,000 subs over the course of 6 hours for making that?
Wait, really?
Social Blade. I don't usually do the numbers game. I usually don't play that. All right, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna cover my face. Def Noodles. Yeah, he is still bleeding. He's consistently losing multiple thousand a week. At this point, he's lost 22K.
Yeah, damn, boy.
I mean, like I said, I genuinely don't follow like the sub count numbers and all that stuff. Really, I don't really care about that. But like, his biggest spike was in 2021 in August, and it's just been constant decline. He had a slight bump. He had a slight bump here, where he gained 5K. It looks like, but it's been just down, down, down ever since. Face reveal. Anyway,
I actually really like that thumbnail, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I like the general theme I've had for like I managed to mimic the grain on this picture, like the grain on him pretty well. But yeah, I like the gold, using the gold for the gold backgrounds.
Yeah,
and
it works.
gold coloring for
It
the
meshes
for
well.
the fight. I used it for the other fight thumbnails as well.
Mm-hmm. I actually like just as you know, I like making random thumbnails for like just for practice.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's fun.
On one, you were looking into a new Saints Row.
Yeah, I have a clip that supposedly is a bunch. Wait a minute, what was that? Oh, something went wrong. What are you talking about? How did something go wrong?
You got
Wait. Did he delete his apology video?
No, it was me changing profiles or something.
Oh.
I'm still getting this aged well comments, which is just priceless. Average percentage viewed. Oh, okay, that was a short. Never mind. I saw 80%. I'm like, wait a second, where did I get 80% of something? Anyway.
Self-pity parties here. This is
I actually like her little setup now.
Yeah, no, I like it too, and he's actually got a decent camera now. It's not as like Logitech or whatever he was using before. It's a decent. He's got a DSLR.
I liked it as it felt kind of like old school YouTube, but it actually works.
Maybe it's not a DSLR. Maybe he's this looks too sharp. So he's got to have like a decent camera now. He might even just have a GoPro or something.
Him throw these like self-pity parties here. This isn't the content that they want, and
This is the kind of setup I'd like to have, like a corner of my room type of thing. I've considered moving my setup in my bedroom just so I can have a more like normal, nice setup.
Yeah, I like the setup you had in your return, like the setup you had in your return video.
That's this.
I liked, yeah.
That's this actual setup.
No, there was one where you recorded in the bedroom, right? Like that one scene.
You're talking about when I did like the fake emotional thing. Yeah, but that was just a bit. I wouldn't want to set up there all the time. That wasn't like an actual setup. That was just putting a chair at the end of my bed. Yeah, new Saints Row game I was excited for with the amount of glitches. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with it apparently, but not just glitches.
Saints Row is fun as fuck though.
Yeah, but apparently this one sucks, so that's why I want to take a look at the glitches and stuff. I've heard a lot of bad, unfortunately, about it. Apparently it's really didn't go good.
Keeps talking about it over and over and over again, and he's making a big deal out of these things, but like, I don't know the other drama, but this is not an issue. You know, you put on an event, which is more than a lot of people will do, so you should be proud of that.
Agreed.
And it just didn't go over super well.
Agreed.
Right? That's not a crime. You know, no one's saying that you should be thrown in a fucking slammer for it or anything like that. People were just laughing.
He was so unfunny, it was almost criminal.
Think about it. The main takeaway here is impulsively making a video while emotional.
Pearl Harbor was funnier than that event.
Every YouTuber's made a video they regret, obviously. And I think that's what he's going through at the moment, where he's impulsively responding to things that are kind of non-issues, like me laughing at the roast, or people's response to the roast, or whatever the fuck is going on Twitter, and making a video about it, which is...
He's completely misinterpreting the situation. Because according to Dennis, they're in talks with Bill Burr's organizer, and they possibly will have people like Dave Chappelle coming through.
No, fuck off. No.
Yeah.
Ew.
He said that on his podcast today. You know what? I won't even bother saving it. I'll give you the pleasure of witnessing. Bear witness to
Oh, that makes me so mad.
this.
Right,
Why is
Jay?
this not Def Noodles Show?
I know that's what he wants, but fuck you.
Streamed 5 hours ago.
Fuck you, Dennis.
Welcome, folks.
He had
to the Def Noodle Show. We talk about the most relevant shit on the internet.
It's his podcast.
Probably watching this either on YouTube or Facebook. Currently, my Twitch is banned. And we're going to be talking about this today.
Yeah,
I
like someone
appreciate it.
banned him.
Will you get your Twitch
Bro.
back ever? I will. My Twitch, it's a 7.
We remain positive.
Yeah.
Even though, because it's like, yeah, those things happen, but let's just keep pushing forward and seeing.
To be
what we
fair,
can
I
get
don't
out of
think
this,
no,
'cause we have the
comments
people
involved
to make
should
it
get
fun.
attacked. By
So
the
it's just
way,
a matter of like, all right, well, here's
far as
the
I know,
pieces
they're
of
not.
the puzzle. Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then from there, shit, we assess. And then
I'm just
we go,
saying
all right,
that,
look,
like,
these are the things that
like,
we want to
that's
do
what I
differently,
think,
and this
but-
is how we can come at it now, and yada yada yada. I mean, I think just having it.
They just
kinda
had a bad set,
slanted
I'm
on
sure.
having YouTubers show up, and then without. I mean, with the lack of YouTubers showing up on.
Wait. Hold up. This is part that came in after I watched
I
it.
think just having it kind of slanted on having YouTubers show up, and then without. I mean, with the lack of YouTubers showing up for the.
So is he saying that they actually expected to like fill out the place with YouTubers?
Yes.
Why would anyone waste their time coming to your office?
May I give you devil's advocate? May I? They assume it's like a moth to honey that everyone and anyone want to go to the show to give Def Noodle shit. Think about it.
Why would we waste our time and money to do that in person when we could do it over the internet?
They knew they were gonna get fucked with too when they
But
went there.
but you're right. But hear me out.
That's why
He thinks everyone's brain dead. Then we're not all as dumb as he is.
No, not brain dead. Imagine if you will, if you had a room of hostile people.
Yeah.
Like that, like the commentator.
That's what I said.
In that room, booming the ever living shit out of him. Yes, it's heat, but guess what? It's good publicity. He wanted that, but
See, that would have made him look like a victim. If everybody rolled up there and then just started like insulting him.
Victim.
True.
But it's heat. I'm just saying, it's heat. I think that's what they were trying to do. But like you said, people were not sober enough to go to the event.
There was only like one person that actually went.
Yeah, just Pizzle.
I think that
Just
kind of
Pizzle.
changed the capacity or the dynamic of what it was going to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were just kind of shooting from the hip. And
we're kind of
the
riding
people-
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the people who showed up fucking enjoyed it. They had.
Wait, what if that's why they didn't have any roasts planned? Because no YouTubers RSVP'd or said they were going, whatever. So they just
were banking on YouTubers.
They were banking on YouTubers showing up. How funny would it be if it turned out that like, yeah, no one planned anything because we were expecting to make fun of YouTubers that didn't show up.
Yeah,
and then we had to just real quick to try and find somebody to come in.
We were expecting to make fun of just Heemstar.
Had a really good time.
No.
We got to meet everyone who drove out.
Yeah.
And, they were nice as fuck. It was really cool. It was kind of a complete just position from like.
I mean, if they were nice to him and all, that's good. I mean, that's fair enough.
That we've been getting.
Yeah.
And then the people who showed up, because the people who showed up, they were like really fucking.
Oh yeah, they were.
That's because they're your diehard suck-offs.
Who the fuck?
Of course, your diehard suck-offs were going to die hard and suck you off.
I'm gonna say this.
A couple of them probably stayed there and are hanging out under the table.
I will only defend the comics and not Dennis.
If I was at the event, I would legitimately like, and I told you guys this, I would give him the chance, but I would have booed him to Kingdom Come, and then yes, security could kick me out, but it's my right as an American to boo the fuck out of crap because no one booed him. It was just like polite.
Well, Jessica was making noise.
Jessica Pilsen was saying shit, but she wasn't like, boo, you try. No, it wasn't. Because if she did that, it would have been way better. But, well, I'm sorry. He's so stupid, this kid. And,
If Salvo goes, it will be really funny.
Salvo wouldn't shit on him.
No, he said he's going.
Yeah, he said he's going.
Oh.
You know,
he's going in. Sorry.
I mean, the whole room was like the whole time engaged with everything we were doing, right? I don't know if it translated. That's why I got the crowd mic so that people could hear it because this.
They got the crowd mic'd.
What?
They got the wait. I need to hear that again.
I don't know if it translated. That's why I got the crowd mic so that people could hear it because this is another thing too that I noticed.
Fuck?
The microphone.
That's not normal.
You don't really hear when somebody's not on the mic, right?
That's something you just noticed, Dennis?
What?
First of all. Secondly, Dennis, those are very specific and carefully mounted microphones that have very specific pickup pattern. Watch this. Ready? Watch this. Ready? I am now 15 feet from my microphone. It's very easy to hear me via my microphone.
Oh, fuck.
Audio shouldn't be that difficult for you after this long. We can hear people talking in the microphones in other parts of the room all the time in that show. Because they're not that freaking microphone. It's a you're using an SM7B, douchebag.
Doesn't he also have staff, apparently?
He does.
I don't
the
believe
infection
that.
in his funny bone. Anyway, the show, right? We'll go to his channel here. Okay? Deaf Noodle Show. This is where he hosted the event. He posted it here. He streamed it here.
All right, LA, are you ready?
Oh.
You can hear people dropping things.
I don't think I have a
Okay. Are you a Deaf Noodle fan? Out of this box, okay, we're gonna have a few of you draw names.
His name is so stupid. I can't get over it.
Okay, and then
Live chat replay is not available for this video. They disabled the chat. There was so much trolling in chat. They disabled the chat.
Why would you keep this on your YouTube channel, my guy?
He deleted the chat.
That's how we're gonna do it. Okay, you wanna go first?
It's funny how he wants to be a troll, but also like disables like the comments and won't lean into the negative comments or something.
Hunter.
Like he wouldn't make a reading mean comments video. I don't think.
You look like fucking.
I guess my Twitter's the same thing, @Miranda.
Want something to drink? Cat fur in the water.
You can hear them talking. But they sound like a million miles away from the mic. How was the chat? How was the audience mic'd? They did a terrible job miking the audience if they mic'd them at all.
It sounded like they put a mic in the back of the room, dude.
And this microphone is not the kind of microphone you hold sitting, like, when you're talking on stage. Those have a different type of pickup pattern.
Right. So I was like, okay, we're not gonna be able to hear people reacting to shit. So that's why I put the crowd mic there. But I noticed
his
at one
setup
point
looks like
got
IE's
muted.
setup, kind of, doesn't it?
What?
Doesn't it kind of look like IE's setup?
It is kind of, yeah. It's similar, but I mean, I don't know how. I mean, how many different setups can you do?
Noodles RFC.
This shit. So that's why I put the crowd. So I was like, okay, we're not gonna be able to hear people reacting to shit. So that's why I put the crowd mic there. But I noticed at one point it got muted.
He's like, I really hate
so
IE, but I must copy his setup.
The crowd mic there, but I noticed at one point it got muted. So that was one thing, too. One point of the show got muted. I don't know if I accidentally did it or whatever.
The crowd mic got muted?
What?
It sounded the same the whole way through.
Yo, my guy, what the fuck is wrong with you? I listened
muted
to
it. But yeah, there were a lot of little hiccups. Lex, who was here, said the funny part was when Dennis told Steven to turn on the lights. Yeah, because that came out.
Yeah.
I turned off all the lights, and I forgot. There was just had to plug it in, and
you had a whole light situation next to the control, like the board and shit like that. But I was thinking you was talking about the house lights all the way near the back where the bathroom was at. So I'm all the way back there.
He didn't even have the lighting prepared.
No,
Wait,
Jay.
So he told Steve, who's apparently been doing, he's been doing comedy for like 13 years, according to Dennis. He told him to turn on the lights, and without the stage lights being on, his assumption was, oh, well, you just went out to stage, so you mean the bathroom lights.
Okay, guys.
How dumb are these people?
Very dumb. Guys.
His whole thing is like, I've been here doing this stuff in the real world for all this time. How does a YouTuber know how lighting works better than you? I didn't go to college for film work and all that stuff. I just know the stuff because of the internet.
But
how do you work with the stuff and not have a clue what you're talking about?
Guys, 4 hours before the event, hear me out. 4 hours before the event, the area wasn't even built. Okay.
Yeah, but he knows what lights are though.
Because
I don't care if the thing isn't built yet. He knows what lights are, and he knows where stage lights are. He just said it wasn't a matter of him not knowing where the lights were. He just said it was a matter of him thinking he meant the bathroom lights. Hey, turn on the bathroom lights for me real quick. I'm gonna go out this. Hey, Steve, I'm about to go out on stage. Please turn the bathroom lights on.
Every decent show has a lighting guy. What
Honey,
the fuck?
I'm home. Can you turn my car on, please?
Oh my God.
Honey, can you watch me while I fuck this guy?
Bro, I didn't know anything about the switch right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the nature of it. Like, you put something together.
That's the nature of not knowing
there,
lighting.
all the pieces that you can get there. You gotta see what you have, and then from there, you're like, all right, let's pull back. And
well, not only that, he's got the one person. He's got at least one person that works with him in his studio that is not on the show. Could she not be there? Did she have a prior engagement? Could you not get somebody else to fill in operating the switcher?
It's called having a life. That's what it is. That's a prior engagement.
Let's reassess and jump into it again. You know? So that was. I'm like, the people who came to fuck with us, they were here for like, cutting the ribbon on something dope and experimental and cool.
100% dope and experimental. Stand-up comedy. Experimental.
Okay. Question. Would you guys have more respect for this gentleman over here if he just admitted, my guy, it was not that good?
Yeah,
some but not much, because he's still also the guy that some but not much, because he's also still the guy that said that Papa Gut crying about his wife's rape was just white tears.
What?
He couldn't care this much. What? No, he can't care this much. This is not related to what's going on.
You're lying. He said that? Oh, God.
No, yeah.
I mean, he is immediate.
No, he doubled down on the podcast, because that was in the Twitter Spaces. In the podcast, he then doubled down, and they all agreed that they think it was performative. They think that Papa Gut was weaponizing his wife's rape as in her younger years as a get out of jail free card. From what? You weren't criticizing him for anything. You were just calling him a pedophile. Sorry. saying he looked like a pedophile, Dennis. There's a big difference.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. This guy is one of the dumbest people in the whole crew, and it's crazy since Dennis is there.
And it still came out really cool.
And then in a lot of shows, especially when you're doing them the first time,
Didn't Salvo
live shows,
Holman,
a lot
like,
of crazy
intro
shit
something?
happens.
Of course.
Regardless of who is doing the show.
There's always
you know what I
hiccups
mean?
in shows.
Yeah.
There's always
hiccups in shows. Well, the whole show is a hiccup. So, I mean, you needed peanut butter for the entire show. So
no show
A
starts
sliver
on
of
time,
self-awareness, huh?
typically.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have like, bro, you know how many shows I've ran, and if I have 8 people on the lineup, maybe 2 of them drop out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like some last minute shit. I gotta have someone else do a drop in spot or you know fill in for them. So it's just like, yeah, you're gonna deal, bro. Sound issues are probably number 1 for like shows.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, dealing with sound, dealing with feedback, dealing with garbage ass, you know.
all of which they had. They couldn't figure out which mics were on. They couldn't figure out which mics they were supposed to use. They couldn't figure out, like, when they first started it, there was like a big blaring screech out of the mics because there was a bunch of feedback.
He hyped it up so much too.
Well, it doesn't make any sense because they how did you plan this and not just test your equipment beforehand? Like, you didn't have to have the equipment up on the walls. You could have tested it and set everything up and then hooked it all up, and it would have already been set up.
They couldn't because they were building the fucking
No,
set.
you're not listening to me. They could have taken the equipment out of the boxes, set it up, gotten it organized, so they could have worked everything out before they attached it to walls. Then just attached it to walls and reran, because they could have just attached it to the walls and then reran the cables that were already hooked up. They didn't need to do a whole lot. It should have been that simple. Just a matter of like, well, we know where it's going. Let's plug it in, let's plug it in and get it set up.
But that requires
and then
common
run it.
sense. But that requires common sense.
Apparently.
No equipment, so it's just like, it was really mind-boggling to see we unbox all this new equipment and it still not work. You know?
Oh yeah, 100%. And it was like,
because you have to set it up, moron.
More equipment. Fix this.
Don't you hate when you unbox your brand new washer, dryer, oven, microwave, and they just don't work? Like, you have to plug them in, apparently, which is just crazy.
Fix that. Go to this. Go to that. Try this. Try that, bro.
And in all that, there was no pre-planning. And
that's the problem, moron. You plan things, and they tend to go better.
Kinda.
Here's a funny thing, right? Here's a funny thing. If you take something, right? You want to do something, right? Let's say you want to build a house. You
plan a wedding.
What happens is if you have 2 people that want to build houses, right? You both want to build, let's say a shed. We'll say a shed even, okay? If you sit there, you plan, you do some math, you figure out how big is the wood, how much space is it supposed to take, how big is the floor supposed to be, how big is the ceiling supposed to be, the roof, all the wood I need to make the roof, and the walls and the floor, the door, how many hinges do I need, how many handles, nails, screws, a hooker to occupy your time as a little break in the middle of somewhere.
What? Oh, God.
But then you have guy number 2.
Why do you think he's there?
Who just says, well, I'm just going to go buy the wood and build the thing. Guess who ends up coming back with the right amount of wood without wasting a bunch of money or needing to go back to get more because they miscalculated to begin with? Guy number 1. And then guy number 1 gets to spend more time with the hooker than guy number 2. Because he got it. He had a plan. Planning is a good thing.
Definitely.
Planning is a good thing. It makes you look professional and makes you more capable of succeeding. Bragging about, like we didn't even plan this, when it failed is not a positive.
There was a lot of pre-planning. There was like, I spent days pre-planning all of it. It was supposed to be.
And then he just destroys that whole excuse by saying there was a ton of pre-planning. So Steven's excuse is like, well, we didn't plan anything. It was just kind of like thrown together. And then Def's like, well, I mean, I was bragging about it for over a month. There was weeks of pre-planning.
Done. I meant like the setup was all.
Oh, yeah.
The setup you were pre-planning for
Yeah.
like 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
But I mean,
What?
like, as far as
Hold
the
on.
show,
Hold on.
right?
Wait.
As far as the setup, sure,
so
the
confused.
the thing that failed over and over again because you didn't set up, like your set doesn't make any sense.
There
You
is
put-
no
you put the-
pre-planning,
he
yet
put
there is
the
planning.
He put the door to the stage behind the projector screen that shows his intro on it. So he has to like push the door open while the projector screen is still down so he can walk out. It doesn't make any sense. He put 3 weeks into planning putting the door in the middle of the stage where people perform.
See, I would have at least gave the patrons AC at least. At least give them comfort and
Yeah,
cold
right.
drinks.
Well,
For fuck's
To be fair,
sake.
they did give him cold drinks,
Yeah,
No,
it's just,
no.
It would have been
including
Bud Light.
alcoholic beverages.
Pizzle
Was it-
said that it was warm Modelo's. This is what she said.
Oh, no,
I don't know if they were cold. I
That
don't know.
bad.
There's so much going in on like the actual setup.
Oh, but the show I wasn't worried about because I know all the comics. I've done the format numerous times, so I know all the people. It was gonna be funny, and this is one thing that somebody said. The point is though that no one was funny. Like you gotta understand, like the people who were here had a good time. There's a lot of people.
Wait, listen to this.
You gotta understand, like the people who were here had a good time. There's a lot of people on the internet.
You can have a good time without being funny, first of all. Secondly, these are your dick suckers that are actually, like, I hate it when people use that argument, like, oh, you're just a dick rider, you're just a... But these are people that were willing to go watch you do stand-up without ever seeing more than your clip of you singing Lizzo.
What?
Yeah, that's the only.
This was to them a meet-up. They didn't have to go and get a laugh out of it. They wanted to go and give you money.
They knew they weren't in it yet when anyways.
Here's the funny thing. Ironically, the funny thing. Supposedly, they sold out 50 seats. Supposedly, they sold out like 50 seats.
I thought it was 20.
He claimed 50 to 60 people could actually fit in there, whatever.
That's a lie.
And then he claimed and then apparently they claimed that there was like 20 to 30 people showed up, and that they still claimed they sold out or whatever. Now, here's the thing: if you actually look at the clip, I'm not going to go back to it. Anyway,
He sold out himself.
You can see multiple times. It looks like there looks like there was actually extra seats left still available, because like they had people sitting on the windowsill. And there were still spots on the windowsill available. So if he was counting the windowsill as seating, then there was still available seating. Anyway, but yeah, here's the thing, right? Your core audience can sure go and have fun. Jessica Pizzle went and had fun, but she didn't necessarily have fun for the same reasons as other people. You can go to a place and have fun and not laugh. I don't go to the park and play with my kid and laugh. Not typically. Typically, I go to the park and play with my kid, and I'm pushing him on a swing, watch him go down a slide. That's a good time. I'm having fun. I'm not laughing though, but it was a good time. You see how the two aren't mutually exclusive? Like your biggest fans, you have 500,000 of them subscribed to you. By the way, slowly dropping, but it's dropping. 500,000 fans, and you were bragging about the fact that you were able to get 30 people to come to see you. Probably not the biggest flex.
Who are reacting to it and did whatever they want with it, but at the end of the day, the people who bought and paid tickets, all of them had a good time.
Oh, they
we
had a
talked to like
phenomenal time.
90%
That's
of them
assuming.
stayed after the show.
They stayed after. We were
took
here for a
pictures
whole
with
another
them.
hour.
Yeah, a whole other hour and a half or so.
Yeah, because there was a meetup to them. They were hoping to get to meet you.
And took pictures with them. All of them had a good time. They were even sharing. A lot of them were sharing it on Twitter that people were in the room were laughing and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it didn't translate online. I don't know how you watched the stream, but we could.
You don't know how we watched the stream? With our eyes and ears. The jokes weren't funny. Like, the back and forth between two people does not change because it's on screen. Sure, maybe people are drunk there, drinking, hanging out. Maybe they're high. I mean, it's been pretty much, they joked about it in a thing that people were smoking weed like crazy there. So maybe they were just high, and maybe they were just stoned out of their minds, right? Who knows? I mean, there was somebody there was a Kumite fan there that was like arguing with Tipster. Yeah, there was a Kumite fan that was arguing with Tipster.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You don't understand. Everybody there was having a good time. You didn't show up. You don't have any room to laugh. We could watch it on screen. We could see no one was reacting to anything. We could hear no one was reacting to anything. They can say all they want. Oh, everybody was laughing. Everybody was having a good time. Here's the funny thing. I very rarely hear them in this say that everybody laughed. They say that everyone was having a good time. That's because this is the kind of comedy where, like,
That's
a
opium.
smile is enough of a reaction because they had a good time. Like,
yeah, laughs.
Your goal isn't to get belly laughs. It's to get smirks. Is that?
Yeah, I only want smiles. I do smile comedy.
Welcome to the Smile House, the Smile Store.
Welcome to the Smile.
The Smile Factory. That's what I was saying. The Smile Factory. It's down the street from the Laugh Factory. You can't miss it. I'm sure Dennis has performed there.
Look, if
right down the street
that's a
from the
callback,
Comedy
Dennis.
Cellar.
That's a callback, Dennis. I'm not sure you're familiar with the term callback joke. It's a callback joke from when I previously made fun of you for saying you worked down the street from the Comedy Cellar.
He needs to call back his investors on the event and get a refund.
Oh, if there were investors of this event, they need to get their money back because this is no bueno.
There weren't.
Oh, there were.
No, there weren't.
By
Here's
the way,
here's the funny thing. He gets sponsors on his podcast. He didn't even bother getting a sponsor on the stand-up.
Does he get a blue chew since he's middle-aged?
Whoa, Jay, you are that's evil.
Well, he is a big boner, so I don't know.
What the fuck?
You go through several moments that I watched, moments that you can audibly hear people reacting. It was like a.
He's bragging because you can, on occasion, audibly hear someone reacting. You can audibly hear people reacting. A few people, yes, but you're acting like everybody was cackling, laughing, like having
a few
amazing
people
time.
just
Here's the thing. He bragged. I can't believe I said I wasn't going to talk about Deaf Noodles much tonight, but now we're talking about him. You bragged about, like, being a stand-up for, like, 13 years or whatever, being so, like, your life is comedy. I work on comedy. You were on one of the biggest comedy podcasts in the world. And then when you were on there, you were talking about how you were telling jokes that educate on the macro level. And then when you did your roast battle, you said, you look like my cousin if he was a girl.
If Unwind, a quick question. If Death came out of his face and said, if he came out and said,
back to Blue Chew.
And he said, I worked at the Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, and
he could say he wrote on the Chappelle Show for all I care. Doesn't mean he's actually funny now.
No. Would you believe it if he had said that?
No.
I mean, oh no, wait. Let me rephrase that. He might have worked the door, parked the car, something like that. Because a lot of comics that are doing like, they'll work there.
He was wait staff
to try and wait to get bits and stuff like that. Like, a lot of comics will work there doing like the menial jobs until there's an opening, and then they'll let them go in and do a set or something like that, right? Stuff like that sometimes. So I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's weird that the only thing he has is the one clip of him from Flappers. I mean, Flappers is a legit club. I'm not gonna deny that, but it's weird that's the only clip that he has.
He went to Flappers to have a flop.
He's almost as old as Schultz. Schultz is 38. He's 37.
Schultz is way better though.
And Schultz, right? But my point is he's from New York. He's aware of Schultz, but he didn't follow the format. He tried to do his own format, and he just has continued to double down and say this is the right way to do it, and this. It's not going anywhere.
Very lively show. So
someone should have done the birth certificate bit with Deaf Noodles.
Hear people.
No, because it would have been spun as racist.
Reacting. It was like a very lively show. So there's a narrative.
It was a very lively show where no one hardly physically reacted at all. It was just there was giggles, there was chuckles.
going around, and,
No.
and it's fine if you think it's cringe, if you think whatever it is. But I mean, the people who are here genuinely had a good time, and all you have to do is look for the posts from the people who are.
He's trying so hard to convince his audience that we're there that they had a good time.
I feel like he's just preaching at me now.
Exactly. It's weird that they spend so much time in the podcast where like they planned to talk about this, and the only thing they can talk about is they had a good time. Trust us, they had a good time. Trust us, they had a good time. Trust us, they had a good time. You don't understand. They had a good time. The haters can hate all they want. They had a good time when they were here.
Rocking back and forth. They had a good time. They had a good time. They had a good time.
Here,
Def
I mean,
Noodles.
you don't have to like.
You bombed. You tapped out to. You
Just
tapped
say
out
you
to.
bombed.
He even said on stage he bombed, but people, and I'm still not sure. He claims that it was intentional. They claim it was intentional, but I don't think it was intentional.
You tapped out to a miniature lesbian.
Own the
You
mom.
tapped
Don't say
out.
it's intentional.
I mean,
Own the
all you
mom
have to
and
do is
say
look
it's.
for the posts from the people who are here.
Right.
Look for the posts from the people that were there.
What
You mean the
post?
30 of them?
What
In
post?
in the sea of posts of people saying they thought it was really cringy and not funny?
Yeah, it's just a picture of an actual post on this like street.
Yeah, Def
Here's what's
Noodles,
hilarious,
show a
right?
Post.
Here's what's hilarious, right?
Mhm.
No, there are people that genuinely did go and laugh, but every time I saw a picture of it, it was the same like 3 people. But here's what's crazy. Right? Def keeps making this big deal about like the fact that the fans liked it. Okay, the fans liked it.
The fan.
I don't know if you know this,
Right.
but a guy with a massive head injury that can barely speak English because of the head injury can start a vlog, okay? Can start a vlog where every day he goes grocery shopping and just talks about his groceries. He will still get subscribers because they enjoy the content. There
He
is an
enjoyed the
audience for
YouTubers that have
anything.
head injuries.
Did
Ian.
you?
There is an audience for anything. You could make jokes entirely about how paper is immoral because it hurts trees, and there will be an audience for you. No one's saying there isn't an audience for Dennis. What people are saying is you're not nearly as funny as you think you are. When we're saying you're not funny, we're generalizing to you think you're funny. You're not. There is a reason that people are telling you in your own audience this isn't funny. But he refuses to believe that his actual audience are saying this because my real audience would never turn their back on me. So
Never.
Were you gonna say Teddy? Or Huggy?
No, what I was just gonna say is like I cannot believe you just spun an analogy of somebody getting the head and they can't barely like that's beautiful, but at the same time that's fucked up at the same time.
A lot of good comedy is.
Yeah. No.
Beautiful disaster.
Bravo, bro.
9/11.
I mean, you don't have
Get
to
the first-hand
believe me.
testimony.
Exactly. I retweeted some of them. There were some people who posted about it on Reddit. So, it's legit. Like, I don't have to.
It's
you know,
legit.
And at the end of the day, whether you're on the internet watching something through a screen and judging it, and versus being here and actually experiencing it, it's like 2 different things.
It's like 2 different things. What is the difference in the execution? If I was sitting in your cramped hot studio with a warm brewski in my hand, what makes you look like my cousin if he was a girl funnier? I still don't know. I still don't know what your cousin looks like. Is your cousin a gay guy? Is that why? Because if your cousin was a woman, he would be a lesbian. Is that the right? I don't know what
like Frodo.
I don't know what makes you look like my cousin if he was a girl funny.
Now, my question
does your cousin look like Helen Keller by any chance?
Now, my question is this: would people be doing Def Noodles a service if they came to that show baked out of their fucking minds? And
I mean,
that cousin joke.
From what I gather, it sounds like they kind of were actually doing that.
No.
I mean,
because
half
I
the
feel
comics joked about being actively on mushrooms on the stage.
I mean, that's Hammond for Hammonds.
No,
Not on the stage.
Oh,
maybe,
no,
maybe a
believe
little
me.
high, but not on actual, like, full-blown shrooms.
To be fair, I watched the Legion of Skanks, so maybe that's not a good example.
Well, that's a bunch of guys where like they can counter for each other if they're not doing well, and that's not an on-stage performance. It's live. That's a podcast generally.
Right.
Well, they do on stage too.
Right, but what I'm saying is they probably don't go and get completely finger blasted with mushrooms, like when they're going to go out on stage for a podcast in front of an audience, because they know that if all of them are completely blasted, there's no backup. They could just bomb.
True, but you'd be surprised.
So you think that all of them go out and none of them is like being the anchor?
I'd say Dave Smith is probably the anchor.
Okay, well there you go. That's my point. There's somebody there that's going to like help guide the thing. My point is that from what I gather, pretty much everybody was like token up or something except for Dennis, because Dennis claims to be clean and sober.
Things,
It's
right?
different
Things
Two
all the
different
time.
things.
And that's always the nature with live comedy. You
Yeah.
ask a lot of people, have you been to a live show? And they're like, no, I haven't. You know, a lot of people haven't witnessed and been a part of us.
Here's one thing I will say.
That's
okay?
fair.
A lot.
Shut the fuck up.
Here's the thing: when people go to live shows, they also drink and get high and things like that. Now, when you're in person, you're more inclined to laugh, just because you're like, ha, yes, ha, ha. Especially if you're high or drunk. Because you're more like, yeah, he's trying. Good for him. Like, there's sympathy laughs and stuff.
But there was no sympathy laughs.
Especially if you're fans. Well, no, there were laughs, but not many. He's like,
Sympathy.
he keeps blowing it out of proportion, making it sound like, oh, everybody was having such a great time.
He's
they're all
definitely
cackling,
blowing,
laughing.
that's for sure.
I don't think any of these people have been to comedy shows
He's
before.
blowing his noodle.
Stand-up show.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of funny, too, because it's like, man, y'all don't even know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Neither
you
do
gotta
the.
just really pull up.
Neither does your audience that went.
The whole definition
I doubt
of
any
your
of them had
show
ever
is
been to a comedy
kinda
show
funny.
before. Yeah, right?
Not in the same league, you know. The people who are upset, we're not in the same type of field. We don't do the same thing, man. So it's like you really have to
you're
pull
in the
up to enjoy
bottom
the
tier.
experience.
Yeah. So somebody said, why do this whole roast format as opposed to having an open mic setup where...
Here's what's funny. A couple people we know in the community have done comedy.
Hey-o.
Young Crip can't stand Death Noodles. Thinks he's ridiculous. Thinks he's unfunny. He was roasting him along with everybody else. Mitch, who's been hanging out with us recently a bit, he also has done stand-up and can't stand. Thinks he's ridiculously lame. Okay, I don't want to say he can't stand him or anything like that, because I don't think he has a personal issue with it. But it's just, it's pathetic. It's pathetic.
Upcoming people work on their stuff. I like this channel so much, but that show wasn't it. So first off, I don't I don't know if you know what you're talking about, but open mics are usually miserable. It's people working on material. So it's like.
But why was this an open mic? Why are you comparing this to an open mic?
Why are you now saying it's an open mic?
And not only that,
branded it as a roast battle event.
No.
Not only that, this commenter in his chat was like, I really like the content. I really like this channel and this, that, and that. They were sucking his dick. They were deep throating it. They went all the way down. They were down to the balls on that, and just said, and they just backed off a little bit because they gagged. Right? They just gagged. That was just a little too much. That show is just a little too far down.
They
the throat.
threw up a little.
They just gagged a little bit on that stand-up show, and he feels the need to specifically push back on it because he's sensitive to it. As much as he's pretending he's not sensitive to how bad that show went, he is. He's full of crap.
It's a format that like you honestly want to see comedians bomb. That's what you're asking for. If you
People don't go to open mics to see comedians bomb. You might.
I mean, sometimes.
Maybe you do.
I mean, to be fair, guys. Okay, I've been to open mics before. Hear me out. Okay. It is wonderful to see people trying comedy for the first time. You have some gems, but most of all, you got mostly trash.
I know what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna bomb.
But it's either or. I want to also address something else. The guy that commented said instead of a roast, it should have been an open mic. I thought that would be a great idea to have the audience be in the open mic scene. At least it would take pressure off of Dennis, but that's just me.
No, I mean putting the audience in the open mic seat that wouldn't work because they're not. They're not prepared for that. None of his audience would get for that.
Stand-up offense, right?
No, that wouldn't have worked. To be fair, and I missed that. I missed that part of the comment, I guess. So I get why he's like mentioning open mic, but he's like oh, open mics are miserable because you're looking to see them bomb. That's not what open mics are for. No, who goes to an open mic to hope that comedians fail? Open mics half the time have musicians perform and things like that too.
Yeah.
Or you
show.
You thought this format was like, if you didn't like this format, which were people shooting from the hip, easy jokes, which is what it was meant.
That's the problem. It's easy. It's lazy. It's lazy and boring. Like, you didn't write anything. You just were like, your shirt's blue. Haha. That's like the color of the sky, lame.
He's trying to beat Don Rickles and make it up on the spot, but fucking failed.
And the gay guy was like, "You suck dick." Well, okay.
Yeah, he did my job, but I'm funnier.
Meant to be, like, then you're gonna hate open mics. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Open mics are comedians working on their jokes, experimenting with shit, and like you're literally asking for like people workshopping their shit. Like that's
an open mic is.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That means they go in with a concept. They go in with a concept, so there's something there. They can at least respect where like you're working towards something. This show had what?
Nothing.
It had nothing. It had one dude that started off the show mad because no one was laughing at his fat jokes, so he made fun of the audience for being fat.
One gave up in the middle of the fucking show.
Yeah.
It was
only
bad.
funny guy that was there
He got
left
bored
because
and
he
fed
was
up and
tired of airing the show.
Essentially, the 9 to 5 aspect of a comic.
Yeah.
Like, no one's trying
Shout
to
out Jorge,
focus
by
on
the way.
9 to 5 shit.
No.
You know, you want to actually see people who are in their bag and throwing them jokes and making that shit hit, you know, enjoying themselves. So it's like watching someone. It's kind of like you don't want to watch Da Vinci work on.
What?
Or they
pancakes. We got pancakes. They can't escape Salvo. Salvo's got pancakes in the chat.
Do the traditional like YouTube shit type.
Oh,
of
this
thing.
is what I wanted to
You know,
go
this
to.
Notion of like writing, because roast battle usually have this, this notion of like writing.
So now it's a roast battle again.
He won the people's
people's trophy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me rewind a little bit because they mentioned Corey
like
here.
Afterwards, that's how she got into the final.
Right.
So that was,
I will
she's
say, I
fucking
think
hilarious.
a lot of people's favorite was Corey. I think
Corey
Corey was sat
killed
out.
it.
Yes.
Corey set
fucking
to win.
killed it.
If
He was
anything,
set to win,
Corey,
yeah.
Corey probably feels a little, robbed or, but he won. He won the people's.
He won the people's
vote.
yeah,
The people's
vote.
trophy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Team Jorge.
Corey's a goat. He really is. Very funny.
But that was the thing, like, because
if the
At
people's
least he
vote is
acknowledges
what
that.
if the people's vote is what mattered, and that's how they decided who won.
At least he knows
how did
Corey's
Corey
funny.
lose but still win the people's vote?
Yeah, how did the girl that sounded like that was having an emotional freak out the entire time during her stand-up set win?
roast battle usually have this.
No
this
offense.
notion of like
but
writing because
or offense.
Corey,
I don't know.
Corey's a goat. He really is. Very funny.
But that was the thing, like, because roast battle usually have this, this notion of like writing and having like 2-3 weeks to prepare.
Yeah, usually. That's usually telling jokes works best.
2-3 weeks
take some
to
time
prepare
and plan.
open mic. Huh.
It also have
No, not open mic. He's talking about roast battles. He just said roast battles because usually he said because roast battles usually have like 2 to 3 weeks to prepare and write jokes and prepare. Yeah, usually that's how it works, and that's one of the reasons it's funny because people have a chance to prepare and figure things out.
My bad.
Because we didn't do the traditional like YouTube shit.
Because we didn't do the traditional YouTube. YouTube doesn't traditionally do roast battles. What is he talking about?
Yeah,
we didn't do the traditional, script and plan and put thought into things, or the traditional YouTube thing. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he means something else. Like, we didn't do the traditional YouTube thing, a vlog. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's like this. Okay, it would have also helped if the roasters knew they were battling for money. I think that would help too.
They didn't know anything, which doesn't make any sense.
Do you think they got paid? Did any of them get paid?
Yeah, the girl that won. She won $100.
No, I mean the rest of the homies.
No, as far as I know, they didn't, because it was. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
That's fucked.
Unless it was $100 bonus, I don't know.
That's fucked.
Maybe it was. Maybe they were paid. I don't know.
I hope.
I mean, I would imagine they probably got like a cut of just like the ticket sales or something.
They deserve to get paid.
But anyway.
Somebody said, question, why did you let the least funny comic win? First off,
yeah,
Miranda's hilarious.
W.
Miranda's
fucking hilarious.
And that's the
she fucking killed it. There was one round that she lost, like miserably. But then, and I even kind of like made fun of her. I was like, you got to come back if you want to stay in this. And she came back, won the 2 rounds.
That was him making fun of her. You got to come back if you want to stay in this. That's just stating the obvious. That's how tournaments work.
Next, like afterwards, that's how she got into the final.
Right.
So that was, you know,
I will
she's
say,
fucking
I think
hilarious.
a lot of people's favorite was Corey. I think
he really is very funny.
That was the thing.
That's the only factual statement
because
in this
roast
whole
battles
thing.
usually have
Corey is funny.
This, you know, this notion of like writing and you know having like 2-3 weeks to prepare. Because we didn't do the traditional like YouTube shit type of thing, I knew these guys. They stay.
They can handle
they stay
it.
in
A
roast
lot of
battles.
them, yeah.
They stay in that type of energy, and I was like, all right, even though you don't know who you're battling and what's gonna go on, I don't know either, but we're gonna have fun with it, and that's exactly what we did. Now with that, with roast battling, if you're not fully, you know, informed on who you're battling, it turns into a lot of you look like a old ravioli head.
Ravioli head.
Yeah, if you're not, so here's listen to that again. Listen to that again.
You know,
ravioli head.
Informed on who you're battling.
If you're not informed on who you're battling,
a lot of you look like a old ravioli head, old Crocs shoe, you know, and it's just like that's the nature of it. And to me,
what?
Like,
wait, pause for 1 second, please. I just want to say this.
I would have said you look like a bitch or something like more reasonable.
One quick thing, really quick. Okay, Kevin Hart. I know, professional comedian. To me, he's one of the
professional midget.
Whatever the case is. I saw Kevin Hart go in Meek Mill's dressing room with his whole gang with him, right? And he was roasting, and he was doing his thing, and it wasn't like fucking you're ravioli hat. He analyzed and he hit and he did his thing. So for this comedian to say that it boils down to this, and this, if you're good at your craft or you've been doing your craft consistently, you won't resort to your poopy head or you stink. You're gonna break it down because you've been doing this for a while.
Only Eric Andre can get away with stupid shit like that.
Here's my thing, right? It's out under the desk. No, here's my issue with all of this. No one would care that Dennis is bad at stand-up, or that he's cringe at stand-up, or that he's an open micer level stand-up. If there wasn't for the fact that he's been bragging about being a stand-up, talking about how he's been in all these great places and done all these great things. He's on the greatest comedy podcast on the internet. He's listing all these accomplishments and all these things, right? He's been bragging about how good a stand-up he is.
Yes.
And then this is their mindset. This is their logic. Let's listen to this again.
You look like an old ravioli head, old Crocs shoe, you know, and it's just like
that was perfect timing.
That was not even what I meant to play. I want to hear his explanation again, because it gets
that was so
this
funny.
This is seriously undermines a lot of it.
And to me, like people who are outside looking in as a comic, to me that was another area of entertainment and funny to me because I know these people are really professional. If you go to any of their pages and watch their stand-up,
they're all
see
fucking
them
amazing.
fucking kill.
We did that, and we didn't agree.
You know, but it was funny to me to see them kind of get pulled out like a fish out of water.
Except for Hori.
And by the way, let me be clear. As I said the night of this roast and everything else, the problem for me is that I don't think these comedians are nearly as seasoned as he wants us to believe they are. And the other issue is possibly that they're like alt comics. There is a very small niche for alt comedy by comparison to general comedy. So if he wants us to just view him as, well, I'm a top level comedian because I said so, that's not how it works. No one's just gonna be like, yeah, I'll take your word for it. You must be funny, so I'm gonna laugh at you now. No, that's not how it works.
I will say
the only funny thing he ever did was the thing with technicals.
You have to earn the laugh. What has Def Noodles done to earn the laugh? He's lost the laugh of his audience.
Oh shit, Munch is here. Hell yeah. Let's
Unwind. I'm sorry. No, I just want to say real quick. If this event was held in the East Coast, I want to believe in my heart of hearts.
It would have been a lot more aggressive because East Coast comedians are more aggressive.
Exactly. I feel like it would be more visceral, and it would be just insane. But since you're dealing with LA, again, I'm not going to give them a pass because of geography. If you're a comic, you're a comic. But still, LA comics have that tissue quality to them, while East Coast stuff have that concrete. If you know what I mean, like it's that. But still, you're professional. You should be able to roast the best of them.
To perform something like this, and good, bad, or indifferent, they were still gonna have fun, and the audience had fun, and that's what makes it fucking work.
Yeah. So somebody's saying you need.
It's not about just. It's not about just. Haha, we all had fun. You're supposed to make people laugh.
Yeah, really, it's like that's.
I can go to a restaurant.
Didn't work, and then it worked.
I can go to a restaurant. There was no writing. Yeah. I can go to a restaurant and have fun. I can go to a theme park and have fun. I can go jerk off in my bedroom and have fun. I don't need to go to your club to stand around and watch people sort of kind of attempt to tell jokes.
What do you mean? They were very good at telling their jokes. They're just anxious, okay? They're in front of a lot of people.
They're all professional. They're all professional comedians, apparently. So that doesn't count.
Professional.
So that the anxiety thing doesn't count because they supposedly work in bigger rooms than this.
Professional special needs.
Well, they might work in big rooms, but not like there's a camera there.
And that's what makes it fucking work.
Yeah.
I don't
know about that.
So somebody's saying you need new friends, Dennis. Dick riding won't get you anywhere. So here's the thing. I don't know what world
Mitch,
like.
hop in.
All right, listen to this.
Dick riding won't get you anywhere. So here's the thing. I don't know
unless you're
world
an
you like.
fan. That'll get you anywhere, man.
Audience have fun, and that's what makes it fucking work.
Yeah. So somebody's saying you need new friends, Dennis. Dick riding won't get you anywhere. So here's the thing. I don't know what world you like live in where people won't get you anywhere. So here's the thing. I don't know what world you like live in where people can't be supportive towards each other. Like we're literally creating something together. If you're wanting rifts and people arguing and fighting with each other.
This is not the question this is not the thing that they said that he's responding to. What's going on, Dan? Listen to what he says again, and then listen to how he responds.
What world you like live in where people can't be makes it fucking work. So here's the thing. I don't know what world you like live in where people can't be supportive towards each other. Like we're literally creating something together. If you're wanting rifts and people arguing and fighting with each other,
that's not what was said.
No.
People won't get you anywhere. So somebody's saying you need new friends, Dennis. Dick riding won't get you anywhere. So here's the thing.
No, it's because he
I don't
knows
know
exactly
what world you like live in where people can't be supportive towards each other. Like we're literally creating something together. If you're wanting rifts and people arguing and fighting with each other, you're not gonna get this here.
It doesn't even relate to what he said. He's just like
all
he's
the
trying
person
to like defend it, be like, no, it's okay for him to dick ride me, okay?
he's defending. He's
It's
defending.
Okay, we're buddies.
He's defending his buddies, saying, "No, we're a team. We're partners. We're all in this together." But what's being said is, your buddy is lying to you about how this is going. They are reinforcing you making bad ideas and pushing for bad ideas.
What's good, Mitch?
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Sorry, I've come halfway through, or probably towards the end.
Yeah, I'll probably be live for another hour.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be doing a cover letter and resume, and then I was putting something on in the background.
H3 and Death Noodles are having a child. Wait till Hila finds out.
Shit.
Is that why? Is that why
Baby will
Ethan's
be
gotten
so
so
fucked
fat? He's carrying a baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be a horse.
I thought. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. I thought it was because he was maybe.
That's
I don't think he's capable.
It's gonna be an Italian horse.
Well, he's got the tits to survive to sustain a child. So.
Doesn't H3's dick don't work, or am I?
Maybe
no. That's why he. No, that's why he was impregnated.
Right, yeah,
Can't
from the
see it whenever
medication.
he's doing it. Like his stomach's so large.
That's what I'm saying.
He
He's
can't even fucking see
carrying. He's carrying the baby. Dennis impregnated him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's where the weight went.
Came from.
Yeah, that's why they're calling him fat phobic. That's exactly why. Because he doesn't want to tell the world. Because what happens if he has a miscarriage? You know.
No, he owned that he was fat. He called himself. He said he looked like a lunch lady.
We're supposed to be contingent with each other.
Yeah, we're
the whole
supposed to be
time.
like fighting,
arguing.
arguing.
No,
and yelling.
Dennis, that's not right.
Steven, you suck. Blah, 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 blah.
Here's the thing. Okay. So let's just remind what everybody said. The commenter said you need better friends. Dick riding isn't going to get you anywhere. They're not saying you should be fighting with your friends, which these two comedians, not in a joking way, rather in a passive aggressive complaining way, are directing this comment at their audience. They've made it about like, okay, they said you need supportive friends that are going to be honest with you, not dick riders that are going to just suck up to you. That's what they said. And Dennis and his buddy spun it into, what? So you want us to sit here and fight with each other? No. No.
That's not even close what the person said.
But
it
what
was like
the guy
simplest thing you could ever say.
The guy said that Steven is sucking up to you. He's just telling you what you want to hear because it pushes the thing forward that he's part of.
Well, if I may play devil's advocate once again, if I'm in the shit with you, I am not going to publicly say, hey, my friend, yeah, what we did was utter trash. No, you're just gonna be like covering the shit up like with kitty litter. Yeah, it was good. It was this. It was that.
No, that's stupid.
No, that's stupid.
There's too much.
I would rather
the kitty litter doesn't cover up the whole fucking thing.
Steven is going and commenting in people's live streams that they don't know what they're talking about. It was a hilarious show. It was so much fun. This, that, and the other thing. He's going and commenting on people's posts. He's picking fights with people. He's defending it actively.
I gotta take it back then. Sorry.
That's not the kind of thing you have to do. Yeah, exactly. And he's actively said repeatedly he has no idea who Papa God is. He has no idea about this, no idea about that. He has no idea what's going on, but feels like interjecting himself to say like, "Hey, you don't understand. This is funny because I said so." Even though I don't know what's going on.
It's deeper than that, bro.
What's funny too is I don't know if
the philosophical
jokes that are
all this?
What's funny is most comedians know that jokes are based on things, and Dennis himself likes to preach that jokes have some truth to them and all this other stuff, right? That's what the book was about. So he likes to brag about all that stuff.
What fucking book is he talking about? The Bible?
But he likes to brag about all that stuff. But in practice, he'll just joke about whatever, no matter how it makes anybody look, no matter how bad it sounds, because it's in theory funny.
If he finds it funny, then everybody should find it funny.
I'm forever calling my jokes for kind of funny.
What I don't understand is this motherfucker did a 6-hour live stream or Twitter space whatever you want to do. And this motherfucker was like, what I understand is he didn't give up on the 6-hour thing, but this motherfucker, who was a 13-year comedian, gave up.
He was a professional comedian. Yes, he went to the place down the street where he just lived by it. You know,
Like,
he learned so much from hearing those people laugh.
Mitch has done way better stand-up than Deaf Noodles.
But he tapped out. But he tapped out to a mini lesbian. But he couldn't tap out to Nick, to Papa Gut, to whoever. But like, I don't understand the mentality of this man. Am I going crazy?
No, he's like I said before, he's slowly making his arc back to what he was in the first season of the Deaf Noodles series. Like in the first season, there were two alter egos, and he slowly learned to not be that alter ego, that maybe this isn't the right thing to do. But here's the sad thing, he's starting to get a little depressed. So he's reverting back to how he was in season 1. We're in season 5 now. It's a really bad decision for the writers to go down this way. I think it's gonna fuck up his character arc in the they're gonna have to start all over again.
Yeah. I like how you made this
Anyway,
more.
point is, Deaf Noodles is still big cringe. Him and his buddy are still delusional, and they're just not making any sense.
All right, now on to
but there's
Steven
this.
Crowder.
Thanks for interrupting my transition that was going
I was
well
helping you.
to derail it by ham-fisting it.
I was helping you, okay?
How are you helping me by making it worse?
You make me want to talk.
All right, that's it. We're changing the format tonight. We're gonna roast Jay.
No, fuck.
Yeah, Jay, you fucking stoner.
Roast Jay. Roast Jay.
There's so many jokes I want to say right now that I can't.
Just turn off your stream real quick. Just turn off the mic to the stream real quick.
Jay is gay.
Have a nice little quiet moment.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mute my audio. Anyway.
Bro.
All right.
Okay.
Now.
You're a pussy for not saying that.
Apples to electric.
So this is such cringe. This is the cringiest thing I've ever seen.
What the fuck?
This is
like Ray William Johnson level. Your favorite Martian shit.
This is something I would have made like in.
Yeah, that's what.
Grade.
Munch, that's your next 3 million views right here.
That would net me another 3 million views, man. I should do this.
Yeah, like I don't even like. What's the joke? Did he fart on camera or something?
Did he shit his pants?
Isn't Steven Crowder athlete and like using the Pope or something?
I don't get it.
Is the Pope in there?
I don't get it.
What is that?
Bro, he could have just posted the
Oompaville,
the
bro. What is this?
Brandon meme again.
I feel like I just had a fever dream.
It's like a 6-year-old trying to do political satire, right? It's so bad. I don't get it. I don't get what he was going
with
for.
Their parents that are like very like right leaning, and they're just like they try and come up with something in class one day.
Yeah, that's like right leaning, like
they don't even understand what's going on. They just say Biden bad or Trump bad, just anything. Either side, it's like Biden bad. Ha ha. My mommy said they don't like him.
Like no matter what, it's just cringe. There's no way to avoid the how painful that cringe is.
They should have just said Dementia Joe, and that would have been funnier.
I mean, I remember back in my day, which was a Tuesday. I remember back in my day when we had political discussions, we had reasons why we didn't like someone. There was beliefs. Now it's just boiled down.
Let me give you a representation of what you're trying to say. Cringe.
Yeah, okay, that definitely sold the joke better.
Is that? But am I wrong though? Is that not what
Yes.
it's fucking at right now?
It's cringe. Well, you said cringe. Yeah, it's cringe. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just like, oh, you're cringe. Oh, you're cringe. Well, I mean, like I said,
Imagine the generation of children raised on Baby Shark.
God damn it.
Nah, on Biden Shark.
Biden?
Yeah, Biden Shark. Yeah, it's Biden's new dog, Biden.
But yeah, this is the only other thing I really had like in my pocket to talk about today. I'm a big fan of Saints Row. I always like the Saints Row games. Even the fourth one, I know that's like sacrilege to a lot of people. I don't think it was a good Saints game. I think it was a fun game. Not a good Saints game.
I used to love Saints Row, man. That was like my favorite game series that wasn't GTA.
Yeah, it was. Saints 4 was fun. Saints 3 was the peak of Saints because it had the least glitches. In terms of being like the most balanced game, the story was decent. It was a little over the top about halfway through when like the super soldiers came in or whatever, but for the most part, it was good.
Wait, was that Saints 3 when Keith David is the president of the United States or something? I forget.
Well, in the fourth one, you're president.
Yeah, you're president, and Keith, and then
Keith David works for you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And off flies a body, just slowly ragdolling upward until it, for some reason, decides to fall.
That
apparently,
looks fun.
the game.
I don't care.
Apparently, the game is really buggy.
Mitch.
See you, Mitch.
Apparently, the game. He's working on resumes and stuff. Apparently, so
he's like this version shit.
Apparently, the game is really buggy. And the story I don't know too much about, but apparently the scripting is bad. Like if you're driving in a car without the music on, the stuff you hear the character say is just nonsense. And then
like Simlish or just,
no, it's
just
like
they stroking out every time they talk.
It's
oh, his internet died.
It's stupid nonsense. It's not like I'm not gonna bother explaining it anyway. The point is, it's just bad.
Mitch's internet died.
I heard you the first time. Anyway, the point is, it's not good. And then on top of that, apparently because you're in a desert, apparently a lot of the world is kind of barren. So on top of that, it's glitchy.
Well, by the way, the premise of the story is you guys like waffles. You're trying to get waffles. That's the whole premise.
Well, okay. When they first released their first trailer, wasn't the story of this Saints Row is that it was a couple like college students that were trying to pay off their debt by doing crime or something? Like, wasn't that the story that they said they were gonna go with?
Yes, but then there's this YouTuber by the name of ACG who did a review of the game, and he said the premise of the game is that you guys like waffles and you trying to go find waffles, and then it turned into becoming a criminal empire. So
okay. We talking Belgian waffles or
the Waffle House?
There's waffles, like I said,
no, the Waffle House would explain it a lot. There's a lot of shit that goes down in Waffle House.
Yeah,
I can't believe the conversation got worse since talking about Death Noodles.
Hi, Jay.
Waffle House is pretty fucking.
Hi, Jay.
Weird.
What's up, Jack?
Hey, it's Jack.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because I'm high.
Well, just get unhigh.
Yeah, but you didn't say, "Hey, Mitch."
Never, you bitch.
Okay.
How high
Throw
do you?
is an
How
embarrassing
high are you, Jay?
Listen, I had a rough day, right?
Long list of
like
reboots and remakes that are worse than the games they're based off. When I was coming up with titles for this video,
what
I was
is
thinking
this?
things along the lines of Saints Row 76 or Saints Row 2077 because
oh
that's
my
really what
word.
it feels like at times. It's
Cyberpunk.
really another one of those instances
Yeah.
where a developer is
a lot of it
releasing a game
reminds me of
that's
Cyberpunk.
like 80%
Yeah.
finished.
This is
And while
AI
history has
character
shown that
stuff.
these games can
It's
eventually
not even like
That should be
funny
put the music.
glitches.
That should be put the music.
Be turned
Da,
around.
da,
I
da,
don't think
da,
that
da,
excuses
da.
this being yet another busted game.
I'll put some
but I'm
like
suspecting
techno over
customers
it
are
or something.
expected to
It
pay
doesn't even
the
look
price
like
for it.
fun glitches like in GTA where like sometimes you see a glitch and it's kind of fun. But does that make sense? Where it's like you sometimes see, it doesn't even look fun.
GTA has been kind of impossible as a modders, at least on my end.
Jeez, what did you do to your mic? All of a sudden, there's a ton of feedback.
I don't know.
It sounds like you're just doing this the whole time. Like,
I am, but I fixed it.
How does it feel to have lived long enough to see all of your favorite franchises go down in flames?
Feels great.
It's kind of weird when trying to make comparisons with this reboot to the originals because this series is about as schizophrenic as they come.
They're fucking
the gameplay
funny
in the first
still to this day.
game, for instance, is going to be completely polarizing when comparing it to Gat Out of Hell. But I feel like throughout the franchise, there's always been a pretty consistent theme of the games being fun and not taking themselves too seriously. I know the argument about whether 2 or 3 were better is a long-running one, but Saints Row 3 is the one that I had the most fun with personally, and along with the second game, I'd argue it's when the series really peaked.
I will wreck this one pretty fast.
So if we use either of those as the poster child for how to make a Saints Row game, well then I think that it's safe to say this reboot fails in almost every single aspect.
It's like they're trying to take themselves too seriously is one of the things that I saw.
What is this, Tony Hawk Pro Skater All-American Rejects or whatever the one was? Like,
well, that was very impressive. You gotta admit to that, Unwind.
No, it wasn't. It made zero sense.
On the fucking billboard, you can't just stop on a billboard.
No, not even that. She drove up sideways so that she landed sideways on it, which means she didn't have any forward momentum going into the billboard. She stopped against the billboard.
Well, yeah, you're right. And then
there was nothing to knock the billboard over.
The jump wasn't even curved. It was just straight.
Look.
Unlike me.
In almost every single aspect.
Well, she had the
hey, that was shit.
Well, that was really a stupid thing.
Even from the get-go,
no,
trying to self-insert into the game.
No, it wasn't. It was dumb.
It was
It was really, really dumb.
Like,
no, that was
and this is from somebody that
Row.
enjoys the Fast and Furious movies. That was dumb.
No, that was me.
At least when things would happen in Saints Row games, it would be like cartoonishly, if that makes sense. Like it was almost cartoonish, and it made sense in the cartoonish way. Here, it's like trying to ground itself in reality, but still have a cartoonish way.
Yeah, it would have made more sense to just drive the car towards the hill, jump out of the car, and launch the car at the billboard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just
then it
like
would have been
goofy
like,
shit.
oh no,
so.
too much force at one time.
But Jay, you're just taking that clip. You're not listening to what's being said in the video and like taking everything in combination to understand what they're trying to convey here. Like,
I am. I'm just.
It's out of context. It's out of context.
He's too
it
high.
looks kind of
He's way
interesting.
too high
But
to
again,
do that.
like I said, even then, it doesn't even make sense anyway because landing on the billboard at that angle wouldn't knock it over.
Yeah, wouldn't it fall the other way if like she just fell?
No, she would have driven over.
Taking it way less serious.
Game here was just an absolute mission. And I say that because I think this has to be one of the worst character creators that I've ever seen. I know this might be good news for people who think it's funny to create ugly characters, but can someone explain to me why even the preset face models somehow look like they've gone through the randomizer in Elder Scrolls Oblivion? I'm not kidding either. These are
they look like
preset
celebrities
faces,
when
and
they
who
get
in their
like
right mind
plastic
is going to
surgery.
choose something like this?
What is that?
In the old games, I'd usually pick a preset character and then build something off the back of that, but even the presets in this are still awful. Looking like the kind of people who don't play video games but are still offended by them. Also, in the first example of this game being lazy, you can now modify your appearance at any time by just bringing up this app on your smartphone. Yeah, never mind going to the plastic surgeons that have been a staple of the series, since its inception. When it comes to the wacky outfits and fun clothes, another long-run staple, don't hold your breath either. The cosmetics this time are incredibly limited, and at best, you're going to feel like
little
you're playing
purple I'm seeing.
Dress up as a gangster, as opposed to actually being one. And that right there is the entire vibe that I get from this reboot. It's kind of like a sheep in wolf's clothing, if that makes sense, desperately trying to pass itself off as cool and hip.
Good call. Showtime.
And I feel like I could end the video right here, but to be honest, I'm just getting started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see.
Is
where's
he
the
stabbed?
What the fuck? Yeah.
visuals and physics? The writing and the characters, combat missions, side content, Bugs, 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 and more bugs. Okay, so we'll watch the visuals and physics, and then the bugs, 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 and bugs.
Okay.
Visually, it looks like something from the Xbox 360. Now, I know that people say that a lot these days to describe dated graphics, but it's really true this time.
144.
And you'll see that a lot here with some of the character models, most of which just look really bad. The main cast do look detailed enough, but almost every single other NPC you come across looks really crappy. And the other members of the Saints just look awful. I mean, this guy here looks like Titan from Megamind. And just compare how they all look to the Saints in the third game. You know what the visuals here really reminded me of? It reminds me of those crappy remake videos you see on YouTube. You know, where someone takes a bunch of stock assets off the Unreal Engine library and then remakes something like Grand Theft Auto or Max Payne. And as a result, it ends up looking completely soulless, like it's been created by a machine. Yeah, you know that? Well, that's what the world feels like here. It may be vast, but it's also empty, boring,
It looks like
and
the
lifeless.
engine was made
You'll
for a
frequently
racing
drive
game,
through
not
empty
a fucking
streets and
Saints
walk
game.
down random side alleys, and
Yeah,
you'll come across
agreed.
empty restaurants, markets, and bars. Like someone added all this stuff into the world, but then they just forgot to populate it. Whether or not the game looks good or bad,
Yeah, there was nobody there.
it also often seems to be dependent on the time of day.
There's
I
no
mean, it does look
cars
good
even.
during sunrise and sunset, but in low light conditions and at night time,
there's
the whole
nothing.
thing just looks awful. What's really the most entertaining here, though, are the physics, which are just so broken and absurd that it's just downright hilarious at times. I'd like to think that this stuff has been done intentionally, but it's just so janky and busted that I think what's more likely is that it's just something that someone's overlooked. Like the physics you see when you blow up vehicles honestly defies the laws of nature. Shoot a car with an RPG, for instance, and you can see the weird way the car is propelled forward, and you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that that's not how physics work.
That is weird that
What I
like, you
find
shoot a car
funniest,
in
I
the
think, is
front
how
and
every
it
time you blow up a
flies
vehicle,
forward.
you just see these ragdoll corpses fly off into the sky, and it's always done in this incredibly bizarre and over-the-top fashion.
I mean, that's not necessarily a problem because like being a little bit over the top makes sense for Saints Row, but it is weird. Like they're going
over the top.
They're going too over the top. Like I realize he's riding a hover bike, but the problem is the game they never really, until the super powered stuff came in, they never did it like so over the top that it was like non-functional. This is like non-functional.
Here's an example of something that I'm trying to think of is that Saints Row is a game where it takes itself not very seriously, and a game that I also see that doesn't take itself seriously is like Metal Gear Rising, where you do so many over-the-top things, but because in that world, in that game series, it's been so established on, oh, you can do this shit, and it's cool as fuck, man. And you're like, I don't believe this could happen, but it's cool as shit. And here, it's like it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's fighting its own self. Compared to, like I said, Revengeance, where you do fucking slice a building in half.
Now look, I know that these games have always been a bit wacky, but there's still been like some sense of restraint here when it comes to the game obeying the laws of nature. You know, as opposed to it looking like a complete jank fest. During the many car chases in the game, you'll notice how pursuing cars ram into other vehicles and don't lose momentum at all. You know, they just push these cars out of their way like those cars are made out of cotton candy. I mean, do I really have to pull out an old comparison clip from a game like Grand Theft Auto to show just how dumb this is?
Yeah, Saints even did that
There's stuff
before.
that goes on in this game that was
Yeah.
so random that I had to clip it and then go back just to figure out what actually happened. Like, it's so random sometimes that if you blink, you're gonna miss what actually went on.
Fucking playing GTA Online and some random shit happens.
I mean, like, check this out, for instance, right? This bollard thing came out of the ground over there, flew out, and then hit that telegraph pole, which sent that thing out in the sky. You know what? I'm going to say that you could drive into 1,000,000 bollards for 1,000,000 years and never see that happen in real life. And yet these are the kind of reality-defying physics you will regularly see when playing this.
Jeez.
I know people give developers like Ubisoft a lot of shit for
Just the guy, he hit the guy and the guy fell over after.
their games, but credit where it's due, man. I
You
don't
even
think they've
fought
ever made a
fucking
game world
correctly.
this busted. Well, apart from Assassin's Creed Unity. Kind of reminds me of playing a game like Postal 4, only that was a game where the world was kind of broken ironically.
The clothes don't even like look right. They just look like only textures. They just stretch and all that stuff.
It feels like something out of an early access.
That looks like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit odd. What the fuck? And again, what I think's happened is just a complete incompetency when dealing with the game's engine.
Jeez. He barely even touched that car and it blew up.
He had fucking magnet
I don't think
on.
we've all forgotten a few months back when Grand Theft Auto got remastered with the so-called Definitive Edition.
It's embarrassing to be seen with you.
And it's like I'm having deja vu, man, seeing all these weird technical issues coming up all over again. Oh, and if you thought the rain effect in that Definitive Edition was bad, well, wait until you check out the one in Saints Row. How this thing got past testing is anyone's guess.
Guys, we're really good at what we do.
Oh yeah, here we go. Whack! Holy shit. Even just simple oversights, like my bandana clipping through my sunglasses. Lazy.
It's beautiful.
Sadly, the story isn't going to really win you over either, and
Models
the
look like
characters
they're made
and
of
the writing in
fucking
this thing
clay.
just makes it feel like you're playing the Netflix adaptation of Saints Row. But by far, the biggest issue this game has are the bugs. Oh man, the fucking bugs.
Table was missing.
I was going to compare this to Cyberpunk, but I don't think that's fair to Cyberpunk. I mean, that game definitely had its fair share of problems, but I still think it was mostly playable. Plus, it had way more scope than this does, so you could actually see the potential.
Shit, son.
Saints Row, on the other hand, like I've been saying, feels like I'm playing something in early access.
So, is this how it's gonna be every time we have to pay rent?
Now, I know that some of this stuff might be fixed in the future, but all I can do at this point is honestly explain the stuff that I witnessed during the time I played the game. I mean, I'd rather be honest about it than try to sweep it under the rug. Like how about for starters, how hitting fire hydrants causes your car to get launched up into the air.
Wasn't even a water animation.
And suddenly I teleported out of my car, only to turn around and see the car floating on a nearby hydrant. So at that point, I got like 2 bugs for the price of 1.
What's that?
You'll see the AI-driven cars just randomly crash and explode or go apeshit and drive like absolute maniacs for no apparent reason.
But this
There's
is a town
frequent
run by
glitches during
Teslas.
cinematics, and when driving around, it's common to see cars off in the distance just vanish entirely as you get close, like they're ghost cars.
Yeah, see, that's what I hate about it. That's one of the big issues I had with Saints 2. That's one of the reasons I don't put Saints 2 as the top one. Because Saints 2 had, like, disappearing cars that would happen very, very close to you.
Well, that was a 360 game, so it's the way it was, I guess.
No. I don't think
I think they could have found a way around it, even if they used the low poly model back then. But even here, like, they could could obviously use low poly models until you get closer.
Well, the world's barely populated, so there's no real excuse this time either.
No. And it's not like the only other place that I say that's acceptable in is like a Switch game.
Yeah.
But even there, it's very annoying.
It's bad. I don't get why it's so bad.
It's a ghost car.
At one point, my character just kept reloading his pistol over and over, stuck in this perpetual animation sequence. During one mission, I had to kill a bunch of cops, but they spawned on a nearby highway and I couldn't even shoot at them. So when I ran off to try and get them into my field of view, I suddenly got told I was leaving the mission area, and then I failed the mission. Okay. The riding shotgun side mission also glitched out a couple of times for me too. Now this is the one where you're on the back of someone's car shooting at pursuing vehicles, but a couple of times that I did this, there were no cars pursuing us at all.
So many regrets.
Another side task involves blowing up hidden police vans, and a few times these were just indestructible and I couldn't even damage them. But the worst one by far, though, was insurance fraud. Now, anyone who's played the Saints Row games knows what's up here. It's a really fun minigame where you need to throw yourself into oncoming traffic to try to rack up a bunch of points. Well, the first time I tried this, there were no cars. Like, nothing spawned in at all. Alright, so I restarted the mission, and this time there were cars at first. But then after like a minute, again the cars stopped spawning in. So I restarted a third time. This time there were cars, but then after a minute or so it stopped because all the cars got gridlocked at a nearby intersection and then there was a huge pileup. I guess the benefit to this happening was that I could exploit it to my advantage and actually complete the mission. And look, again, I'd laugh if this was done ironically, but I really doubt they made it this intentionally broken. even during
There's
the toxic
no
waste
way they did it on
disposal,
purpose.
half the time it wouldn't let me
The
stop on the
physics in
final
this remind
marker,
me of
despite me
fucking
parking
Prototype
directly on top
for
of the
the Xbox
stupid
360.
fucking thing. When I eventually turned this mission in for the final time, my camera started spinning around like Christopher Reeves from the end of Superman 1, like it was flying around the planet to try to bring back Lois Lane from the dead.
Maybe next time they'll drive their own damn trucks to the dump. Nice.
And this is just the stuff that I've experienced in my playthrough. This is really going to be another one of those games that does the rounds on Twitter and YouTube, with people posting compilations of all of the wacky stuff that they're coming across. Oh yeah, and don't think that the co-op mode got spared either.
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
nice one, bro.
For some reason, co-op mode, it's like everything wrong with the game seems to be amplified. Like all the errors are now dialed up to 11.
What
the fuck? And during the brief time I tried to play the co-op mode with a mate, we had our own laundry list of bugs. Like seeing my mate's disembodied torso floating in the air during loading screens. During that Mad Max mission, there were times when I'd just randomly die for no reason. I kept trying to jump from car to car, and I'd die just as soon as I landed, despite having a full health bar.
I died.
At one point, my field of view got stuck in like a zoomed-in position, and as we're driving around, all of the cars on the road got replaced with NPCs who just stood there like zombies letting me drive into them.
All the same
my screen, I'm
NPC?
eating pedestrians.
No.
Yeah, you're hitting cars. And there's just no one in
It's
the
The
fucking
Walking
cars.
Dead.
Oh wow, this game's busted.
This
The
is all,
Walking
of
Saints.
course, along with the expected
Bro, they're
crashes
not even
and
walking, they're just
disconnections we
dead.
suffered from constantly.
And I just got kicked again.
And I think this might be one of the biggest screw-ups of all, because I know a lot of people who play these games exclusively for the co-op mode.
Yeah.
And for it to be this busted is going to sting quite a bit.
Yeah, because you've been so careful, son. What?
I know that people like to use the old day one patch as a defense for this kind of thing. And hey, look, maybe that might fix some of this stuff. And months later down the track, once they add in more content and DLC, the proper style, charm, and character of this series might return. But I mean, at that point, I'm not really going to care anymore. We're really at a point with gaming where it really is becoming a bit of a disposable medium, and once you play and finish something, it's kind of like you wash your hands and then be done with it. I'm not saying every single game is like that, but it does seem that like the majority of games these days, especially the open world ones, are the kind of thing you play through, finish, and then just never really touch again. It's like, look, I enjoyed playing through Far Cry.
Yeah, this is disappointingly bad. By the looks of it.
And I remember the backlash whenever the first trailer came out, and they're like, no, this will be very, very good. And I kind of had some hope at that time because they were so adamant on, like, the developers defending the game. And, man, I should not have had any expectations. I just thought the story was going to be bad.
Yeah, I was not expecting it to be this level of broken.
That's why I wait for patches. And more patches. Hell, Cyberpunk to this day is getting patched and it's still not good.
Bro, look at fucking the Fallout games. Like,
They're always broken.
Yeah, they're always broken, but I mean just like talking about launches, they're still not fixed, including the best one, which is New Vegas. You have to literally get a mod so that it constantly works.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean it constantly works? I see people play vanilla.
Well, like, in certain areas, it'll just crash for me, so I had to get a mod so that it would work, like, consistently, and it wouldn't crash in the same area.
Fucking years! Why make this sarcastic, salty video about it? No one's mad at you for.
Of all people to react to Def Noodles thing, I did not expect Critical to react to it at all.
Granted, that wasn't the effect you intended it to have.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, this is an interesting thing that happened. Let's make fun of it. That's basically all that happened.
This is practically what the drama was between Critical and Nikocado, where it's like a joke, but at the same time,
it's
one side you don't know if it's a joke half the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's depressing. I actually got 76, but I think it was like free when I got it or something. It was like $5 or something. I was like, all right, even if I never play it, it's cheap enough that I can shell out the cash for that. Why not?
Fair enough.
But yeah, I don't know.
They're even like, remember when 76 first came out? They were giving it away for free with some like
with
at
hardware.
GameStop, if you bought a game, you'd practically just get 76 with it.
Yeah, it was freaking. It's too much.
The Lord and Savior, Andrew Tate.
Ah, yes, Andrew Tate.
What was the one I had earlier about him? Let me see.
I like the fucking versus memes where it's like Andrew Tate versus Walter White. It's so funny. And then I look in the comments and people are actually getting mad.
Look, if Keem is actually trying to save Andrew Tate,
There we go. There it was. Average Tate fan.
Oh my gosh.
Average Tate fan. That's the average Tate fan's girlfriend. Sad Howard noises. Oh, Todd. Yeah. Gotcha. Let's see. What is it? Saints Row looks horrendous. What is this?
It's pivotal moments in the entire game, and I'm only showing it to you because it is so bad, and it really shows just how not ready this game is for launch. To have a moment like this play out this way. If you're going to play this game, do not watch this. Please skip to the timestamp on screen. I will give you a second to do that. Okay? Timestamp's there. Alright. Here we go. This is the final shootout with one of the central characters in the game. Here's how it goes down.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow, that's bad. That is really bad.
That up, man. It's a simple animation too.
Chat, do you want to see a spoiler for Saints Row? Yes or no? This is the worst. This is the worst glitch that we've seen so far.
Oh my god.
If chat wants to see it, it's not going to ruin the game for him because it's a spoiler. Then we'll show it. Yeah? Alright, only one answer, nobody else is answering, so guess we'll do it. Face unreveal. Okay.
Alright, here we go. This is the final shootout with one of the central characters in the game. Here's how it goes down. The next one is a massive spoiler.
Animation, like he didn't even know he got shot.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Not only did he T-pose when he's supposed to be pulling his gun, he T-posed, then his top half fell off. Then just slingshotted up and down until he came back to life.
Bro, that's the only way you gotta dodge that bullet.
They just picked a really, really bad Matrix animation. Yeah, that's just...
It's like as if this game initially wasn't Saints Row, and they just were like, oh shit, how do we get this game to sell? And they just added it, and just added a couple little purple things.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like anymore with this.
It's just gross, man. It's just gross.
Well, that's why I'm looking forward to GTA 6.
That thing's not coming out for like 10 more years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have fun waiting another 6 years for it.
Have fun fucking dying first.
This game is post-ironic. You don't get it? Well, yeah, Def Noodle scripted the game.
Dennis. It's literally the definition of a post-ironic shirt. Don't you get it?
Oh, man. Well, talking about high noon gunslinger draw against us. All right. You know what? Yeah, I think we're gonna call it. Spent a lot more time than I planned on talking about Def Noodles tonight because I didn't plan on talking about him at all.
Yeah,
the views.
Yeah, that podcast really got into the skin.
So give me the views.
You get some views, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe now's the time to just go ahead and end it. The podcast, the stream, whatever you want to call it. Not other stuff, you know. Nick is streaming, but he's streaming to a lot of people. Seven's not going to help him out. So if you guys want, actually, you know what, here.
Just raid him, it's fine.
He'll still see your name. He'll say your name. Oh,
He's the only one really streaming right now. That link should work, right? Yeah, if anyone wants to go hang out with Nick, go check out Nick's stream. No one else is streaming in the slot. Hey, liar! I'm streaming right now, Nick. Wrong. Anyway,
Maybe
I'm gonna head out.
Raid you now.
Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go. Have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna go. I don't know, watch TV.
Yay.
The colonization of the country.
Okay, let's bring it down. Hey, Internet One.
Violence, speed, momentum, playing Cyberpunk at max settings like the developers intended.
Oh, Internet Unwind just made my.
Oh, there's a rooster. There's a fucking rooster. I ain't gonna
There's a
shoot.
cock.
There's a fat cock up ahead of me.
Bro, jealous.
What's the recurring bit, Jay? What are you talking about?
The Anne Frank bit.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you're minimizing Anne Frank to just a bit. I mean, she's never mind. She's a best-selling author, Jay.